Hello everybody and welcome to Warden Law. It's round 3 of the Kart Championship and here we are in sunny Sunderland, just south of Sunderland City on the northeast coast of England. The sun is shining brightly and the weather forecast for the rest of the day is to stay as it is, bright and sunny. My name is Joe Bradley and I'll be taking you through the afternoon heats. Alongside me will be Nick Damon and we're also going to be racing all day tomorrow, starting just before 9 a.m. So stay with us this afternoon. And we're going to bring you the Kart Championship Round 3. Can you believe we're already into Round 3? We've already been to Wilton Mill to kick the 2024 Championship off. Wilton Mill was in March, and then we went to Gleneagles in North Wales for Round 2. Here we are at Round 3. We're going to go off to Rowra in Cumbria towards the end of June, and then the Championship concludes at Fulbeck in Lincolnshire in the middle of July. I usually say at this point, you can probably hear the noise of the karts out on track. However, this afternoon we kick things off with our Might E Bambinos. And if you are familiar with the Kart Championship, you'll know that these are electric motored karts. Electric motored karts that thrill and entertain with plenty of intensity and drama. Just like petrol engines, there is no difference whatsoever. There's no difference certainly in lap times. And if Gleneagles is anything to go by, then stand back from the barriers because this is going to be a cracking one. We've got Oliver Woodhall, who set the quickest time in qualifying. That was a 1 minute 11.2. With Ralph Martin, he will start alongside. He was quickest in his qualifying session of 1 minute 11.7. Henry Hales was second quickest in Q2. He will start in third, and then Heath Smith will start alongside. Jack Harper, Jesse Plowman are next. They've got Ollie West, Jensen James, Williams, Felix Tandy, the winner of the Gleneagles final. He will start ninth, and then rounding off the fifth row of the grid will be Alfie Hennell. We've then got Jack Swong and Frank Pearson, Junior Wright and Arthur Thompson, Maximilian Mikalski and Arthur Rhodes, Ava Garrett and Arthur Bath. Welcome to the Kart Championship to the Upton family. Team Upton are on row 10 with Summer and Ollie lining up alongside each other. Nico and Mohan. Nico Munhas starts 21st. Kai Ergensoy, Krishan Doshi. And then we've got Hadley Jarvis and Arthur Bowers, who didn't post a time in qualifying, I see. It's a standing start for these Bambinos. And we're very quickly going to get things underway. We're going to talk about the rules and regulations as we get through the afternoon, but right now we're about to go racing. So we've got Oliver Woodall and Ralph Martin, who are the quickest. We've got them lining up now, and the red light goes out in very quick succession, and we are racing. Round 3 kicks off then. Here we are into turn 1. And let's welcome Nick Damon in. Nick, here we are back at Warden Law. It's becoming the home of Karting Live TV a little bit, isn't it?
Well, it's where we started back in before COVID, just a couple of weeks before COVID we started here. We've been back for the Rotax Festival and, of course, the Autumn Cup, and as well as a number of the events we normally cover within our programme. And this time we think we're going to be here 5 times this year. So it's all going on. Oh, dear. Bargy.
Starting as we mean to go on there in the Bambinos with a little bit of contact there. I think a little bit of inadvertent. The youngsters just getting to grips with race conditions. We've had plenty of practice and qualifying, as you would normally have in the Kart Championship. Full day's practice yesterday. Plenty of practice sessions this morning, and then time qualifying just before the lunch break. But already there, looks like the 57 of Jack Harper, but we'll confirm that as they get back towards us. They're already into the horseshoe section, which is a never-ending left-hander. That seems to go on forever, and it'll even more forever for these youngsters. Out onto the start-finish straight. It's the 32 of Ralph Martin, of course. The pole position driver coming under a little bit of pressure from Oliver Woodall there as they cross the line for the first time. And then into that very, very fast, almost no lift, flat out right hand corner through Brian's Bend, the left-hander there, and then into this section here. This is the dog leg. We'll be talking you round the track. From the dog leg we head down a very short blast and then an off-camber left-hander there at St John's. From St John's they fire off towards the first of the centre hairpins. The first one is a left-hander, not too far out to the right because you are very quickly upon the second of the centre hairpins, and then this curving entry out of the centre hairpins towards the chicane, and it's quite a simple right, left, right, using all the curb on the exit there, and then the curving back straight here. We'll call it the back straight of Warden Law. It isn't straight at all, and we've got a challenge into this hairpin here. That's the Gasworks hairpin. Sweeping downhill, It's very, very fast. And then we're back to the never-ending left-hander. That is the horseshoe. And then from there, the all-important final turn here is called paddock turn because it's the nearest corner to the paddock. We fire out of there, all-important because you carry that speed down this very long straight here. This is one of the longest tracks that we visit on the Kart Championship. Full 1,200 metres, 1.2 kilometres of racetrack that these youngsters are on. And with 2 laps completed, the top 10 looks like this. Ralph Martin leads, but very, very close indeed is Oliver Woodhull. Then we've got Heath Smith, Junior Wright, Jack Swong in 5th. Ollie West in 6th, Jack Harper 7th, 8th is Jensen James Williams, Ava Garrett and Alfie Hennell. That rounds off that top 10. But all eyes on the lead at the moment. And the green liveried cart with the driver with the black helmet. We've got the orange liveried cart behind, orange and white, with the white helmet of Oliver Woodhull. He's following him round, and it's not that much in it, to be honest. We've got Woodhull, who's looking quite racy. He's just sort of come up onto the rear bumper of our leader, Ralph Martin, and not looking like he can perhaps get by. Quite content to follow him round at this point in the race, though, as we're not even... In fact, Nick, we are past half distance. We're half a minute past half distance already.
Yeah, you have a very lovely time getting used to the glorious weather we currently have here at Warden Law. I mean, the worrying thing is, as they pass for the lead there, going through, and Oliver Woodhull leaned on very slightly through the first turn there. But yeah, that's a change for the lead. Oliver Woodhull now ahead of young Ralph Martin.
He came from quite a way back, didn't he? And there was an unavoidable bit of contact there. I'm not sure young Ralph is that happy with that. However, Ralph Martin now gets his head down and now leads... not leads, but follows the leader, which is now in the hands of Oliver Woodhull.
Yeah, I mean, it's just about the weather there. We have a lovely sunny day today. It is the glorious northeast weather, but the weather forecast for tomorrow is very, very different. Now, you know, the key point about this is everyone is getting lovely dry practice, but we very much expect, certainly in the morning and maybe the entire day tomorrow, to be wet. So make hay while you can. It's going to be more difficult and more damp tomorrow.
Well, the trickiness of tyre choice is kind of negated here in the Bambinos as they use the LeConte treaded tyre, the all-weather tyre. That kind of takes out the issue of being on a wet track on slick tyres for these youngsters. Remember, this class of racing, these Bambinos, they are the age group, for instance, exactly the same as the petrol-engined C50 Bambinos, the drivers from the age of 6 till 8 years old, when they then move on to one of the cadet classes. The Mighties are 83 kilograms. Very quick, and certainly very quick off the line, Nick, with this electric motor configuration.
Yeah, that's whenever you see the claims of any sort of electric car or electric racing class, the fact is they are incredibly quick off the line because you have maximum torque from 0 revs, so they can have that instant turning ability, which is what torque is, as soon as you press the throttle, whereas of course in a petrol or diesel or normally ICE engine takes a while to wind up that maximum power, so that's why you find them incredibly quick off the line. So Ralph Martin, having been overtaken, is not taking it lightly as they go around the Gasworks hairpin. Right behind him at that point, right behind Oliver Woodhull at that point, so Ralph now moving carefully. And I wonder really whether Ralph in second place in the green cart, it's the red cart leading, that's Oliver Woodhull, and the green cart, which is second, whether he's really thinking about going for the move perhaps towards the end. 1:05 to go, so doing one more lap off this one because they're doing, not talking lap time, it's really quite close. I think we'll just one more. I think they won't just click the extra lap, doing 109s, 108s.
1:09. So with a minute on the clock, Nick, they're probably going to get another lap after.
I think that was way too much curb Oliver Woodhull hit there as he's taking the lead. Turn me off there. Yeah, you're one because you're most important.
That's very confusing.
No, because you're the number one.
I was that one last week.
Wow, I see your promotion. You see, you got a fader promotion. How about that?
Okay, yeah.
Do you like your fader promotion?
I'm not really. It's just very confusing.
Yeah, well,
it's easy to confuse me, and it's only very, very early in the day. First race, in fact. 20 seconds on the clock.
And Woodhull leaves from Martin. As he comes now through the hairpin again. They're going to turn into the horseshoe.
Now then, 6 seconds on the clock, Nick. I think they could well see.
2, 3,
it's going to be last lap
1.
board.
Yeah, they'll cross the line there, so that last lap board will come out. I would think that anyway.
Yeah, last lap board it is indeed as they cross the line It'll be one more lap for Ralph Martin to get by Oliver Woodhull. It's not going to be an easy task. That's how close they are. Look at that, just a little nibble there on the back bumper there. A little bit of unavoidable contact there. It always happens when these karts are so evenly matched. And there's the move out of the dog leg. He had the momentum, and side by side. And there, side by side, yep, he was already there. The move was made. They were side by side into the corner, so I didn't see any kind of issue with that.
He just turned
and
in.
And if anything, young Oliver turned in on him, didn't he?
He wasn't happy about that, was he?
Yeah.
That's. I think he was almost upset as Lance Stroll when he turned in the back of Danny Ricciardo last weekend.
Yes.
Oh no, hang on, he just ran them at the backside. But anyway,
yeah, that was a bit different.
Nothing the same. These guys are not. Obviously, they're not afraid of taking a lot of curb, which to me says 8-year-olds haven't got back problems.
No, that curb is a necessity, though, Nick, as they come out of the gasworks, heading towards the checkered flag. The first checkered flag of the day it is, and it is indeed Ralph Martin who will hang on to this lead, certainly into Paddock Bend. Can he hang on to it out of Paddock Bend? As they come out the final turn, he looks over his shoulder there. Yep, he's still there. However, it's going to be the first checkered flag of the day to Ralph Martin. Oliver Woodhull, he takes second. Heath Smith, quite a lonely third for Heath Smith. And then Junior Wright with Ollie West right on his tail there as they crossed the line. Then 3 karts there battling for 6th, 7th and 8th. That's Jack Swong, Ava Garrett and Jensen James Williams. Jack Harper, a lonely run to 9th. 10th was Alfie Hennell. And then we have Arthur Thompson about to finish his race, coming out of the final turn now. Alfie Fennell has Arthur Thompson just coming out the final turn now, heading down to take their checkered flag. Arthur Thompson, Christian Doshi. In fact, Doshi ahead of Thompson right on the final lap there. So Christian Doshi 11th, 12th Arthur Thompson, Arthur Rhodes 13th. Then we had the first of the Upton, Summer Upton in her debut. Summer debuting here in the Kart Championship. Kai Ergensoy and Ollie Upton, also a debutante, finishes in 16th place.
We can't hear you. You can talk normally. It doesn't bleed across.
You've fitted down the wrong one. See, you did it there. You fitted down me there.
This is a terrible idea. Hold on. There you are. That was a terrible idea. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that'd be a great idea.
I don't know either. Right. Okay. Junior Max is
the
out.
The problem
next.
is you've broken the magic now. You've totally broken the magic of the broadcast. Everyone going. I think didn't you open up today? Didn't you start today with "I'm going to make us professional"?
Yeah, we can edit that out though, can't we?
It's a bit live. It's live, isn't it? Yeah. Be nice to go. If you are watching on the YouTube streams, please subscribe. We've got 2 streams running, of course, both on the Champions Kart Club, the Kart Championships site, and of course on Cars and Live TV. If you are watching, send us some comment of some sort. Chat. Tell us who you're supporting. We will give you a shout out. And obviously, if I could find the right button, which is a constant issue at the moment, really. But yes, I will be doing that. So yes. So anyway, who should I fade down now?
Yeah. Shall I speak now? Right, great start then, a great little battle between the Bambino Mighties, and a great way to kick off the weekend. Here we are at round 3 already. I did mention that this is round 3 of a 5-round championship, concluding at Fulbeck in July, I mentioned. However, the season isn't quite over in the Kart Championship, as we have our Kart Championship Winter Series. That kicks off at the end of September at Wilton Mill. We then back here at Warden Law, 16th and 17th of November, and we've still got to sort out a venue. I'm not sure what the...
somewhere in Lincolnshire for the last round.
Yes, there is rumours. 7th and 8th of December is when 2024 concludes. So a 3-round winter championship. However, we are very much embedded into the summer season here with round 3. And we're about to get going with the first of our junior Rotax heats. Qualifying had the current junior champion, Kasper Tomilewski. He was on the pole position with a best time of a 50.420. This is how close it is. Leon Barlow next up with a 50.465. And then we had a 50.490. Look how close that is. Addison Smith and Andrew Dixon sharing row 2. Row 3 is Charlie Vary and John J. Buchan. Ewan House, Marcel Poppercull were 7th and 8th. Logan Howes and James Kell were 9th and 10th. Ben Horner, Aidan McDonald, Jack Robinson, Oliver Fabricus, and then Gregor Reid rounding off the top 15. We've got 34 karts out, Nick. So, as ever, the junior Rotax, which is the... I'm not sure I want to say premier class here. It's the fastest class we've got here in the Kart Championship. The juniors, the Kart Championship purely for the junior classes. and the junior Rotax class here, certainly the fastest when it comes to performance and lap time. Also top of the list when it comes to drama and intrigue and intensity, I think. If the previous rounds are anything to go by. We've had a great start to the championship and a win in round 2 at GYG for Kasper Tomalewski, a win for Addison Smith. So spoils being shared as we head towards the line and the start of the first heat for Junior Rotax getting underway and into turn 1. Hopefully everybody can get turn 1.
There's a rabbit on the track.
Through Brian's Bend. The rabbit soon gets off the track though, doesn't he? Yeah. He's like startled, comes out. Oh, this is a quiet little afternoon.
No, he's gone back on the track again. The rabbit now is going up the back straight. There we are. And he's gone. He's fine. That's all right. There's no pie he's hiding.
Well, the rabbit hasn't caused any consternation with our competitors as everybody has gotten around. We've got a straggler at the back with a problem at the dog leg, I think. But it's very much Tomalewski on the 220 who's leading. It's Addison Smith, the winners of the first 2 rounds then, leading the first heat for Junior Rotax, so continuing their season as they have started.
Yeah, great start for Kasper, and he's got a little bit of he hasn't really got a break or anything, he's just relaxing down the main straight. Head down for Leon Barlow. That'll give him an extra, what, half an inch? 2 inches?
No, it does matter. It does actually work, Nick. Yeah, reducing the airflow, that'll give you a good tenth of a second down that straight.
So why did Kasper do it then?
Don't know. He perhaps doesn't feel the need. I mean, it's a. Well, I was going to say I do it, but these are only kids, aren't they?
But it's different. There are different heights, of course. Now some of them.
Yes.
The 298 has crashed quite near to us. I'm not sure who that is.
Well, 3 Karts racing.
It's Connor Dolan's just gone off the track in the corner, but the up at the front.
Well, the ST Racing partnership of Addison Smith and Charlie Very, they are second and third. Tomalewski still leading, but I tell you what, Addison Smith looking very, very racy indeed. And Addison Smith just looking like, dare I say it, he's biding his time a little bit. However, we know how quick Tomalewski is. He's quickest in qualifying. He's the current champion. It's not going to be an easy call for Smith to get by. And then there's the ST Racing teammate, Charlie Very, just watching there. And if anything, I think Tomalewski may be just controlling this pace. Addison Smith there about to prove me a liar.
Well, I think he had a look out and then went, well, this pace has been controlled is most I can do. 4 of them very much nose to tail. There's a slight gap back to 5th on Barlow, but nothing that's really going to matter too much. But they now come down through the back of the circuit on towards the Gasworks hairpin, shaping for a move, and a move made by Addison Smith.
Then
they've got the cut back, and is he going to stand? Just about, yeah. So,
Charlie Very through. Yeah, so an ST Racing 1-2 then. Addison Smith could deposed Tomalewski from the lead, and Charlie Very came through. The trouble with the cutback here, Nick, is it's followed very quickly by a left-hander.
Yeah.
So when you're on the outside, you are benefited with that inside line through the left-hand sweep of the horseshoe. Yeah,
it was I'm sure Kasper wasn't very chuffed about that in these 2 positions. But the good news is he got half the race to make him back up again. Well, and then he's making one of them straight away. He made one straight away there, going into the first part of the centres. Yeah. So, it was a temporary setback.
Tomalewski meaning business, isn't he? He's sort of been shocked into awareness, I think. But just look at Addison Smith go. I mean, he's pulled a bit of a lead already. 2 tenths across the line. I'm sure that has disappeared by the time here they are back at the horseshoe, and it's disappeared. They're almost bumper to bumper again.
I mean, there isn't really a great pace difference between any of these top 3, and as you pointed out, aerodynamically he's giving it a go to Addison Smith. Now, it's interesting because what actually Kasper does, he doesn't actually put his head down; he hunkers his whole body down.
Yeah, so he kind of slides down in the seat.
He kind of pulls down his shoulders and pulls down his head. Doesn't do the nodding thing. So in many ways, that if it gives him the aerodynamic advantage, it also means you can still see where he's going. Because you put your head down, all you can see is your knees.
Addison Smith is slightly taller, I think. I was going to say real life. I don't mean that. I mean off track.
Yes.
Yeah, Addison Smith slightly taller than Kasper.
Tomalewski's got a bigger recline on the seat as well. And the third place man, Charlie Very, is just a little bit littler. And then, of course, there's going to be a variation in junior Rotax. Most of these guys are still growing. Many of them way too fast and have to go to seniors much too quickly. But with modern height, which every year the average height goes up, and the modern nutrition, they're going to have to put the weights up and the size up of these things because kids are getting bigger all the time.
In the genetic evolution of human beings, you mean?
Just a bit of nourishment, really.
Let's have a quick look while these three continue to circulate at the front of the field. Smith leading then. That's Tomileski on the red and white cart. The other yellow and blue cart of the ST Racing teammate Charlie Very third. And then three karts that have been loitering within 10 just behind this pack of three. Andrew Dixon, Leon Barlow and Ewan House. That's your top six. Outside of that top six, Ben Horner, Harry Hurstgrover, Marcel Poppicle, Logan Howes rounding off the top 10.
Yep. Through and round they go, just like slightly moving out there. So there's a sub battle now, 4, 5, and 6 as well. So you've gone into those two triples, 1, 2, and 3. Let's just drop back and look at those second three, just for a brief time, give them a little bit of love. So it's more 5 and 6 at the moment. So fourth is Leon Barlow, first of those X carts, and then the second and the two behind are Dixon and House. Absolutely looking like he's got the pace on Dixon, but sometimes when you just look up and get four corners of a cart, you don't get the full feeling of the battle, do you? Just suddenly see, oh, it looks way quicker, no problem at all. Top three still nailed together. This next three as well.
I think, if anything, Ewan House there on the red and white liveried cart looks like he's just erring to get by Andrew Dixon. That's the black and white cart ahead of him there on the 225, isn't it? The number.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens now. Is he going to? No, he's not making the move we expect him to.
No,
it's just surprisingly static with regard to people having a go.
Time qualifying.
This isn't time qualifying.
This is what time qualifying gives us. Yeah. Time qualifying tends to sort the field out. We get less, mixed grids that you might be more familiar with our Karting Live TV coverage. Time qualifying, which is a big part of the kart championship, gives us this kind of racing, and it sort of negates the incident rate, let's say, to some extent.
Nope.
Here we've got the number 225 there of Andrew Dixon feeling like he needs to defend here. We're into well inside the last half a minute now, and we are heading towards, I'm not sure.
We're going to be on the cusp of two more, I think.
I think we're going to get
25 seconds. They're obviously much quicker round the lap than the Bambinos are. These things much quicker. Now, there's a little break at the front. Addison Smith's actually got himself a little bit of a gap, actually.
Yeah, he has. He's brought a bit of a cushion.
Let's just see. 14. No, we've got 2 laps. So we'll stick with 5th and 6th for a bit longer. Then we'll move back to the front for the final few seconds.
Ewan House has been threatening to overtake Andrew Dixon pretty much since we picked these two up.
It's an empty threat, though, isn't it?
He's kind of, I'm not saying he's deliberately nudging, but he's just, that front bumper of his is just resting on the rear bumper of Andrew Dixon, which is unavoidable if you have to keep the pace on. No, he just hasn't got enough on the brakes through into the left-hander at centre 1. This is centre 2, and then it's maximum traction out of there into that curving entry to the chicane. Very tricky. This is where we need to be right on his bumper, and he's kind of not. He's just sort of stagnated the gap there, and not enough for the outbreak into the gasworks.
Coming on to the last lap, I think let's just try and move back forward the top 3, because they have come back together again remarkably in the last lap. So the top 3 start their final lap of the first of the Junior Rotax heats.
So here we go, Nick. The winner of round 1, the Wilton Mill winner, Addison Smith, leads the winner of round 2, the Glanigor winner. So who's going to take the spoils tomorrow afternoon in the final?
Well, more importantly, who's going to take the spoils in this race? Because certainly Tomileski look so defensive. Smith's gone there. Now, whether they can remake anything out of it. Yes, he can. Of course, he went too defensive. And will it be a first or a third? It will be. No, he's cutting across his teammate there. So Smith's saying, no, thank you. I've made the mistake. He went too defensive, completely too defensive, therefore lost the drive out of here. And that is where Tomileski, because you just said, well, why is his car suddenly so much faster? It was because the line in was wrong, and then he snapped across. So it's Tomileski. Is that changed again? Is it?
No, it's Tomileski who's going to take the flag, Nick. Heat 1.
Yep.
2, championship leader Tomileski. Right behind him is the second driver, or the second place driver in the championship, Addison Smith, right on his tail. Smith's teammate Charlie Very makes it a SD Racing 2 and 3, and then Leon Barlow does in fact finish ahead of Andrew Dixon, who stayed ahead of Ewan House, coming 6th. Ben Horner 7th, Marcel Poppicle 8th, 9th is James Kell, and there's Harry Hurstgrover rounding off the top 10. There's your order on the side of the screen there. 33 karts taking the start, and it will be the Micro Max runners out for their first heat next, as the Junior Max runners.
We have a comment.
Oh, go ahead.
From a Mr. Gaz Bury.
Gaz Bury. Hello,
Yeah.
Gaz. He's got nothing else to do, but obviously the MotoGP's finished then.
Yes, yeah, because
Right,
he wasn't
yes,
going
there
to.
you
He's waiting for that. Is the heating on in the Joe Bradley Memorial Suite? We're quite far north. It was.
We've had to turn it off, Gaz, because quite frankly, there's a lot of people in here.
It's a lot of hot air. It's a lot of hot air.
We've got our production assistant, Sam Bradley here. Mrs. Bradley, the current Mrs. Bradley, is here, helping out with the production. And quite frankly, she's so hot, she's heating up the box.
Boom.
But the heater is ready for deployment.
I'm very impressed by that. You
actually
actually threw in a nice thing about your wife there. Well done.
Yeah, did well
That's
there,
nice,
didn't I?
yeah.
Is that a change?
Is she smiling?
No.
Yeah, she got a little smile. Little smile, Sammy like it. Yes.
It's very helpful, Sam.
Yes, she is. And hey, Leslie says, good luck to all Cato Motorsport drivers.
Yes, I did wander into the kid awning at lunchtime in our little paddock walk, and there was
For tomorrow lunchtime. For tomorrow lunchtime, that is.
For tomorrow lunchtime, yes.
By the way, if you're listening now, do not miss that. Do not miss two of the greatest interviews ever for very different reasons.
You really are. They really are.
One of them, honestly, the kid's just amazing. The other one is Joe trying to talk to a 6-year-old, and imagine how it can go wrong.
Yeah, about pasta, about his catering, which is his mum actually in the
obviously
motorhome. Yeah.
Or his mother, as we say down south.
Oh yes. Well, you're in the north now, mate.
I am.
Yeah, so I can say mum.
You can say it in the south if you like.
Can you use mum in the south?
Yeah, I think so.
Micromax qualifying saw Alfie Mayer put in the quickest time this morning. The quickest time being a 56.226, just a tenth off with a 56.336 was Logan Rolfe. They will share the front row of the grid. So it's Zip Kart factory team from Synergy factory team. Austin Orman is third. Austin's time is 56.359. That's not far off. Benedictus Masiokas, another Zip driver, is fourth alongside Lewis Kirkcaldy, down as a privateer with Alfie Garrett from RCE alongside on the third row. Fourth row is Elijah West and Sebastian Crawford. Now, Sebastian is on home turf here, running with Hunter Motorsport, the home team here at Warden Law. And Sebastian was the Warden Law Kart Club Bambino champion in 2023. And you'll see us talking to Sebastian in our lunchtime paddock walkabout. And it was good to catch up with him. He's done really well there. 8th place. Well done, Seb. He's moving in the right direction to become a front runner in this class very, very quickly. Buddy Hugo's 9th, and also local driver Freddie Blackshaw still on a novice plate, young Freddie, and again on home turf, and an excellent qualifying from Freddie Blackshaw. He's down here as a privateer, but I know he's in the awning with ST Racing, so his dad Will, who's quite an experienced karter himself, looking after Freddie. Great effort from everybody to get in the top 10. Just outside the top 10, Xavier Ramsey and Chloe McGill. Great effort from Chloe from Jack's Motorsport. Xavier Ramsey with RCE. They're 11th and 12th. 13th and 14th is George Swire and LBJ Stubbs. And then moving on down the order, 8th row of the grid, Jack Mellon, Matthew Lilly. 17th and 18th is Jamie Walsh, Lewis Herbertson. Row 10 shared by Carter Jackson and Victor Poppercole. And then row 11, Travis Giddings, Ronnie Faulkner. And then rounding off the 23 kart Micromax field is Ruben Sagu. We had a couple of bumper penalties in qualifying. So there's a couple of drivers maybe out of position, Nick. That's Lewis Herbertson down in 18th and LBJ Stubbs
so what happens
down in
if you
14th.
get a bumper penalty in qualifying?
You get I think a 5-second penalty or something. It can't be a 5-second penalty, can it? Because it's qualifying. I'm not really sure.
Oh, good point.
Because their lap times are 57.6. I don't know what. That's a one for Dan Ashton. Dan, not sure he's got my number actually. Dan, tell Paul Bainbridge what the penalty is in qualifying for a bumper fairing for a nose cone, and then Paul will message me. So we're about to get underway with the first of our Micromax grids, Nick. Gives us an opportunity to tell everybody how the scoring format works.
Yes.
Can you remember?
Yes, because I got it wrong last time.
Yeah, sort of.
Winning in the heat classification, it's 40 points. They combine the best results from the two heats, and you get up to 40 points.
So 40 points up for grabs in today's two heats.
Yes, that's what I got wrong last time.
Yes.
And then in tomorrow's two super heats, it's 60 points.
Yes.
Again, aggregated across the 2 superheats. And then you can win 100 points in the final.
Yes.
So a perfect today would be 200 points.
Now, after 2 rounds, we've got the championship leader is Alfie Mayer. He was second at Wilton Mill in the final. He won the Glanny Gore final. Benedictus Masiokas is second in the championship. He had a 3rd place in round 1, a 3rd place in round 2. When I say in round 1, round 2, I mean in the final. Logan Rolfe is 3rd in the championship. Now, Logan took the final win at Wilton Mill in round 1. Dian Singh Pahal is 4th. Dian was 2nd at the 2nd round of Glanny Gores. Just trying to find our Glanny Gores winner. And I can't find it. Oh, sorry, no, our Glanny Gores winner was Alfie Mayer, of course. Yes, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. There they are. So, 1st at Glanny Gores was Alfie Mayer. 2nd was Dian Singh Pahal, and Benedictus Masiokas took the final step of the podium. So there's your 3 at the top of the championship: Alfie Mayer, Benedictus Masiokas, and Logan Rolfe. Dian Singh Pahal 4th, Lewis Herbertson, and Alfie Garrett 5th and 6th. They are out on the track.
And sweeping round now, they're going to get themselves off with a nice clean start. Those of you who were with us last weekend would have noticed we had an unbelievable...
Yeah. Coming again.
So those who were with us last week would have seen we had an unbelievable number of clean starts and very few go-arounds.
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did.
That's clay pigeon for you. I think it helps that. But here at Warden Law, they are, again, as they go through the second part of the horseshoe, about to take the paddock turn, they are very, very tightly stacked, so they should be fine. A lot of waving of flags. Calm down, boys. So Mayer and Rolfe will come across the line, and they shoot towards us.
We've got to start. We've got to start, and almost 3 wide, certainly in the 2nd and 3rd rows. But we've got an established leader through Brian's Bend, off towards the dogleg there. The 2 right-handers that kind of, you just keep the lock on, turning right and get through the 2 apexes already through St John's.
Yeah, it's Alfie Mayer who's leading.
Alfie Mayer running across the curb a little bit too wide than he liked. Remember, cold tyres here. And these carts on a new tyre for this round. They're on the Vega tyre. They were on Dunlops up until April. And the Kart Championship running with under the governance of the MSUK. The Vega tyre, now the Cadet tyre. So a little bit of a voyage of discovery from a lot of our Micromax drivers, and indeed Intermax, as we continue.
So how is that change of tyre going to affect things, Joe?
I don't know. I've heard varying degrees of difference. Certainly the Vega tyre is a lot stickier. It's a lot grippier than the Dunlop, and I think that's what we're going to find maybe with regards to lap times. Let's have a look at the top 10, and Alfie Mayer after lap 1 leads. Logan Rolfe 2nd, Benedictus Masiokas 3rd. Then we've got Elijah West, George Swire, Alfie Garrett, Seb Crawford up 1 to 7th, Xavier Ramsey, Freddie Blackshaw up 1 to 9th, and then Chloe McGill. Little Chloe's getting in there. She's in the top 10. Look out for the pink helmet there.
Yeah. So they're on camera. It's the 32 and the 12, which is the 2nd and 3rd. Benedictus, of course, made a place up from his 4th place start. The others are off in grid order through the chicane. I get the impression that, we got a little bit of almost bounced into a overtaking position there was the 12 cart. Is he going to make a move? Nope. Not through the hairpin.
It's very, very fast, that hairpin. It's all right. It's a 180-degree downhill turn, right-hand turn through, shaped like a hairpin. But I tell you what, that is a very fast sweeping turn. And you can maintain a lot of speed there. Heavy braking off the curved back straight, but then you can carry a lot of speed there. It's certainly quicker than you might think when you first go through it. And these carts, especially these Micromax carts, the speed difference is very, very little between top-end speed on the back straight to actually sweeping through that corner. So you've got to be really brave to go down the inside, and we know how brave these youngsters can be.
Yes.
Absolute no holds barred. And
I think you're absolute nutters, I thought you were going to say there.
Yeah, yes. They are, absolutely. They race hard. And we are seeing a very, very hard race here with Logan Rolfe holding off. And there's the move down the inside. And that was all about coming out the chicane. Benedictus Masiokas from Zip Kart goes ahead of the Synergy Kart of Logan Rolfe and takes 2nd place. Alfie Mayer is the driver that is currently leading. And with these two swapping around, that's allowed Alfie Mayer to pull a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, I mean, it's... always the case. When you have your people behind you squabbling, you're going to get in position. But absolutely, the 42 of Alfie Garrett, absolutely having a bit of a run initially on Logan Rolfe. Just carried a bit too much speed there into the first part of the dog leg. And just drifted wide, lost a few cart lengths. Oh, and then he's carried too much speed again. So I think that it says that Alfie is a little bit pumped at the moment. Hitting all those marks, but perhaps not his braking marks. And not tremendous loss from him. He lost about, a couple of tenths of a second, but he went very, very wide. But he was carrying that speed to go wide.
These two are being joined by Alfie Garrett, as you see. Elijah West not far behind, and then Sebastian Crawford, not that far away as well. And if we're not sure, it's going to be very soon, Nick, when we're going to see these perhaps concertina together, unless, of course, Masiokas can make the break from Logan Rolfe. They are chasing down Alfie Mayer, remember, who's just ahead. 1.3 seconds was the gap. The gap's out 1.6.
They're not chasing him down at all.
No, not at all. They're not catching him. If anything, Alfie Mayer, class of the field so far.
Well, he's got a chance to concentrate and get his head down where, is one eye forward and one eye back for Benedictus at the moment under pressure from Logan Rolfe. It's Benedictus in the yellow cart, and the mainly white carts obviously is Rolfe. And then that 42 with the fluoro green and red helmet, that's Alfie Garrett, a little more sedate or calm, or perhaps more on the racing line going through the right-hand corner there, St John's. Sorry, left-hand corner of St John's.
Through the chicane then, and Masiokas again using a lot of curb on the exit. We sweep through the gasworks. There's a little bit of movement down the order, but there's the second, third and fourth place carts now just out of shot there as we continue following these round. Alfie Garrett, Elijah West, Sebastian Crawford, George Swire, Austin Orman in 8th place there. Austin dropping down the order moving back up to 7th, and ahead of Swire goes Austin Orman, so he is regaining some ground.
Yeah, watching the carts as they came down the straight now, there's a few little bits of kerfuffleage, but on the whole they are pretty much lying astern the whole way down. I say Oman was the one who's really going with George Schweier. They're having a bit of a battle, but apart from that, it's this battle for second, which is the closest on the track at the moment.
I'm not quite sure what's happened to Austin Orman, because remember, he started in 3rd place. He put a qualifying time in quicker than Masiokas, but he's dropped down the order. I've just spotted him then coming back through the field. He was, I think, down to 9th place. He's now back up to 7th. So next box to tick for Austin Orman is Sebastian Crawford, who's only in his first year of Micromax. He's just come out of Bambino's.
I'm not overly sure, to be honest. When I was watching last time, I think he may have been battling, but maybe actually dropping the position or trying to make it his own. They're coming underneath us now.
He's got a gap, hasn't he? He's got a gap to pull
Austin's got past
Crawford.
Because what it was Clay McGill was also getting past George Squire that time round. So it's Oman now running in 7th, but he's got a 1.4 second deficit to Crawford, and Crawford's no slouch. The battle now has moved very much 2nd and 3rd. Alfie Garrett dropped off it, so after his kind of super fast attempted laps, it didn't quite come off. He's dropped off this one slightly now.
So they're lapping in 56 seconds, Nick, so I think at least 2 more laps after this one.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It doesn't look like Logan Rolfe has the pace to catch and overtake Masiokas in 2nd. Alfie Mayer, that's the cart in the 1st place cart in that shot, just going through the horseshoe. This is the battle for 2nd. We're kind of trying to come away from that, and every time we do, we've got Logan Rolfe there, in the sort of the white and blue livery with a bright sort of orange and white, and then the black helmet there, the yellow cart of Masiokas, just hanging on well inside enough time for 2 more laps. Then they will get the last lap board next time by.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bit of a scrap between the 99 as well, Elijah West and Crawford, but that's 5th and 6th, and this is 2nd and 3rd, and it kind of is where you want to have like 17 pictures of everything, but I think it's interesting that there's not a lot of throwing it up the inside here so far. People are almost thinking, right, we've got a couple of heats in the dry, let's get to the end, let's bank some points, and then, because tomorrow, if the weather is as the weather says it's going to be, it's going to be much more of a lottery.
I think that's all they're thinking of, Nick, is I need to overtake that cart in front.
I don't know. I think you're. I know they're only 9 and 10 and 11. I realise that, but I don't know. Coming on to the last lap though.
We are. Yes. Okay. I was just noticing that Sebastian Crawford was right on the rear bumper of Elijah West, and looked like he was about to overtake. But we have got the 1 lap to go board for Alfie Mayer. Through into 2nd is Masiokas, Logan Rolfe, Alfie Garrett, Elijah West is 5th, Sebastian Crawford up to 6th, Austin Orman now up to 7th, there was Kokori 8th, Buddy Hugo 9th, Chloe McGill back to 10th, she was up to 7th, wasn't she? but now back to 10th.
And this is the time for the 32 of Logan Rolfe to throw out the inside. Slightly defensive again, we saw from Benedict Masiokas, but this time that drive wasn't available for Rolfe coming out the second part of the centre. He's getting himself halfway alongside. He's now looking, I can see, to try and carry more speed through the chicane. It was a completely opposite effect there. He actually managed to lose momentum, and that is, barring disaster, is going to hand the second place to Benedictus. Our leader is just completing the sort of second part of the horseshoe. He's going to be turning back on himself onto the main straight now, and it's a very, very convincing and comfortable win for Alfie Mayer.
Solid win there for Mayer, isn't it? It looks very, very dominant. Certainly after one heat, we've got Masioka second, Logan Rolfe third, fourth Alfie Garrett, and then a fabulous drive from Seb Crawford there to take that fifth place from Elijah West on the last lap. Austin Orman went through with him, following him through ahead of West, and Orman took that whole race to catch up to that battle for fifth. He did indeed get there by the end, demoting Elijah West, unfortunately, to that seventh place. Lewis Kokori was eighth. Buddy Hugo ninth, 10th.
Actually, what happened in that last lap
was Chloe McGill.
Chloe McGill made a mistake in that last lap. Austin Orman didn't actually overtake anybody.
No, he did. He got.
He got because Chloe McGill had that place behind.
No. It was Austin Orman.
Right, it's two of them then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Elijah West. Yeah, I know saying. Yeah.
Elijah West was fifth. Sebastian Orman, Austin Orman were behind, and then those two have moved ahead.
My first grade memory has failed me again.
It's easy to do. It's so dynamic, isn't it? So dynamic.
Good luck, Team Garrett. Says Kerry
Alfie
Probert.
Yeah, and fourth place there.
Josh Cook Racing. All right, here we go. Josh Cook Racing, bumper penalty in qualifying, fastest lap deleted.
Right, thanks, Josh. A bit busy, I think.
Is it touring cars this week, is it?
Yes, he's at Dunning.
Is it opening round?
Yes, so he's obviously, in his break between his practice and qualifying, he's doing what everybody should be and watching Kart and Live TV. And the Kart Championship.
Angela Smart says, good luck to my grandson Ron Smart in the Honda Cadet group. Are they next? I don't
know. We have got, what we've got next then? We've had, heavens, we've got 3 heats already. Mighty Bambino's out next. This time's groups B and C.
And there go the father. Oh, it's a mother leading.
Now then, this is possibly the highlight of the event here with our Bambino parents race. Who's that had the quick burst onto the grid there? A few stragglers there.
There's a young lady there. Look at her go. Look at her go. She's very chuffed about this.
She's absolutely giving the black Parker.
Yeah, black Parker, top amble.
With the furry trim.
Parker flowing in the wind there, the young lady.
Yes.
Oh, she's got running shoes on. That's not fair.
Aptly dressed for
going for it. The hoodie is required because it's chilly out there.
For the chill wind,
comes in now.
Yeah.
Very confident bit of performance there.
I mean, she got off the marks really quickly.
I'm not sure that the lads realised what was going on, and she's completely stolen a march there for a win. Fine win, young woman, young lady. Please acknowledge your fans with a wave.
Yep, totally unaware that we are absolutely taking the mick.
Well, I don't think because the PA's on.
Yeah, I know. They should have heard that. So we.
How's everyone else do? This is very much ambling from the rest of the dads, isn't it?
So it's more of a walking race there in the mid-pack. Maybe that like the kind of the GT class. That was the LMP, the LMP class with the Parker and the furry
straight away.
This is kind of like GTs, just sort of ambling down there. There's Mrs. Upton at the back there. Now Mrs. Upton is still recovering from her broken leg. And
we'll let her off running then.
She does normally run down. We said, stop that.
Stop it.
Stop that. Just walk. Yes. So, Might Ease Bambinos. Where are we? I'm just going to have a look at where we were in rounds 1 and 2, just to remind me.
So is it the electric ones again?
Yeah, because we've got so many of them. We've 3 groups of them, you see.
I see.
So, winner at Wilton Mill was Ralph Martin. Ralph Martin, 32. Number 32, that was. Ollie West was second, and Felix Tandy was third. At round 2 at Glenegores, first was Felix Tandy, second was Ollie West, and third was Ralph Martin. So this championship becoming very much a 3-horse race. I know it's very early days, and these 3 not that far ahead of Heath Smith, Henry Hales, Junior Wright, Oliver Woodall, Jack Harper, Jensen James Williams, Maximilian Mikalski, and Ava Garrett, who's 11th. That's still very, very tight after 2 rounds, as you would imagine. Lost your keys?
No, worse than that. Lost my lips, Self.
Oh dear,
that's an absolute disaster. I've chapped lips.
So that was the championship after 3 rounds. Ralph Martin leading with a win and a third. We've got Ollie West with two second places, 2 second steps of the podium. And then Felix Tandy, a third place at Wilton Mill and a win at Gleneagles, forcing his arm to have his dad Nick bring him out for the remaining rounds of the championship.
Well, it's convenient, isn't it? Because Nick was busy in Long Beach last weekend, and he's free this weekend.
Yes. How did you do at Long Beach? Do you know?
They didn't win because the Cadillac won, but I know really I should be in. But I'll get interested again just before I'm off to
Petite,
which
is October.
Yeah.
So
and obviously the excitement of Le Mans that's coming up soon.
Yeah, of course we'll see Nick Tandy at Le Mans. Right then, where are we? There we are. No, don't want to see about that pit. Talk amongst yourselves while I find out while I find me qualifying.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for qualifying. I'm looking for a grid. We do know that the fastest drivers in qualifying were Ralph Martin and Oliver Woodall. Oliver Woodall just joining in there. Oh, here we go. Here's the heat groups. There we go. So Woodall, Martin, Henry Hills, Heath Smith, Jack Harper, Jess Plowman, Ollie West, Jensen James Williams, Felix Tandy. First time here for Felix as the squeal of the tyres.
Squeal.
Of the mighty Bambinos. Becoming very popular, this electric formula. A lot less hassle. I mean, we were speaking to Nick Tandy at round 1, who told us the reasons why, because of a lack of time from himself to prep and run his son Felix, it's ideal for him because there's less stress in setting up the kart. It's basically just handling characteristics is what you have to concern yourself with. So the electric motors are easy to regulate, they're easy to operate, and they're easy to maintain. So I think certainly entry-level karting, this mighty formula is certainly the way forward for that reason. And it kind of levels the playing field a little bit, more down to the driver having fun, really, which is what it's all about.
Having fun at that age.
It absolutely is, yeah. So Ralph Martin and Henry Hills bring the field of mighties round. Jack Harper and Jess Plowman are next. Jensen James Williams, Felix Tandy, Jack Swan, Frank Pearson, Arthur Thompson, Maximilian Mikalski, Arthur Bath, Ollie Upton, Nico Mohan, Christian Doshi and Hadley Jarvis. 15 karts will start this one. And again, just to remind everybody, it's a standing start. Lights controlled. Red lights come on, red lights go off. And the format of that is for the red light to very quickly go off and keep it very, very consistent starting process for everyone involved. So last minute checks, last minute adjustments, mainly to see if the kids are all right, isn't it? It's not like last minute adjustments, just, I'm going to check
Have
your
you remembered
pressures.
which way the track goes?
It's just, are you okay? My son, my daughter. Are you okay? Don't forget to have fun.
That's the key thing. Do not forget to have fun.
Like Nick said, do take the time to watch the paddock walk in tomorrow's lunch break. We get a wonderful chat to some youngsters, and one of our Bambinos in the petrol class, Benjamin Shivar, has spoken to about being a Bambino racing driver. Here we go then. They're lined up. The grid is cleared. We have got a clear grid. The red lights go on and immediately off. And Felix Tandy getting a great run. Little bit of a slow getaway there for one of the drivers on the second row. I think that was either Jack Harper and then Felix Tandy managing to get up the order into fifth. We've got a coming together for second place, and that's allowed the kart through into second. I'll confirm the number in a moment. It's the 45 of Jensen James Williams, who's gone forward quite considerably, overtaking about 3 or 4 karts. Ralph Martin on the number 32, though, he's away whilst everybody was messing around and trying to get around one another through turn 1 and Brian's Bend. Ralph Martin just said, right, I'm off, see you later. The green liveried kart, the black helmet, and then the yellow and black kart of the number 45 of Jensen James Williams. That's the second place kart. The 57 of Jack Harper is third, and then not far behind him is Henry Hales through the gasworks for the first time then. And then on these Bambinos, through that left-hander at the horseshoe. That's a long sweeping left-hander. 1, 2, 3 apex to hit before you then get the cart across and swing it through the right-hander. And then across the line they come. Then Ralph Martin leads by 0.8 of a second. Jensen James Williams second. Henry Hills third. Jack Harper, Jack Swong, Jess Plowman, Maximilian Mikalski, Arthur Thompson, Frank Pearson, Arthur Bath, Nico Mohan, Ollie Upton. There's a move and a coming together there. 57. Jack Harper spins sideways at turn 1. We've lost Felix Tandy. Felix Tandy has gone missing on lap 1. I think that's him across on away over the far side of the track, Nick, from our media centre here. But who is going to catch Ralph Martin? Jensen Jim Williams had the quickest lap there from a standing start, and he continues in second place. We'll see if James Williams can actually catch the leader. We'll get a mark on just what the gap is. Bit of a lonely race at the front then. Ralph Martin on the 32. And then Jensen James Williams in second. The Henry Hills, Jack Harper, Jack Swong. That's different now. And we'll get a handle on that. Now they're beginning to space out. The first four definitely spacing out as they cross the line to complete 2 laps. Ralph Martin, Jensen James Williams, 1.9 seconds. It's almost doubled the lead, has Ralph Martin. Henry Hills, third, Jack Swong. And then behind the top 4, Jesse Plowman, Maximilian Mikalski, Jack Harper, Arthur Thompson, Frank Pearson, and Arthur Bath. On towards the centres then. That's the number 67 of Henry Hills. Not far behind is Jack Swong. We'll see if Jax can gain. Looks like he gains out the second centre, doesn't it? Off towards the chicane then. I noticed the Bambino stay well off that first right-hand apex curb there. Don't go anywhere near it, turning right and then swinging left, and then they do use all of the exit curb. And look at the speed of the Bambinos there. They're on the LeConte treaded tyre, remember. All-weather tyre for this class. And the speed through the gasworks, phenomenal. Here they come then. 3 laps completed. Ralph Martin in first. Jensen James Williams second. Henry Hills has got Jack Swong right in his bumper now, heading towards turn 1. Positioning the cart in the middle of the track was Henry Hills, making Jack Swong's job very, very difficult indeed. And Jack Swong having to stay in the wheel tracks of Henry Hills as they continue out of the dogleg. If anything, they're catching Williams, aren't they? Jensen James Williams being caught on that yellow and black cart. The number 87, the number 67 and the number 76 of Hills and Wong chasing him down.
No noise, but lots of excitement.
No. It's kind of like, I know what it sounds like trackside. You can actually have a conversation when the carts are going round. It's quite great.
Is that a plus point?
I tell you what, Nick, we've got a battle for second here with 3 carts. We thought that Jensen James Williams was going to maybe make some sort of impression. However, he's dropped back. He's dropped off the pace a little bit. He has dropped well off Ralph Martin and dropped back towards the clutches of Henry Hills and Jack Swong.
Yeah, they come round and down the main straight and shooting towards us. And it looks like a little bit of a move there from coming up the inside. He can take it, sweeps down now. There's a little bit of a touch in there, the 17. And it's changed. And off the track entirely.
Yes, Jensen Williams on the grass, bounces in front of Henry Hills, who has to take avoiding action onto the grass as well. I'm not sure how the stewards are going to work that one out. I'm glad I'm not a steward, to be honest. Right, so let's get a breath. 67, Henry Hills is in second. Jensen James Williams now third. Jack Swong, he kind of was a spectator there, wasn't he? He was thinking, come on, boys. He had one cart off to his left, another cart off to his right. He thought he might take advantage of that, but no. It's all settled down, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was an ambitious move up the inside of turn 1, and then it kind of slid off and took off into the left-hand side of the earth. And then, of course, suddenly he just pinged back across on the other driver to go off on the right-hand side. And then with Jack Swan going, I thought this was the track.
Yeah, Jack Swan's
Isn't the black bit the track?
If I could just get by while these two were on the grass, but no, it sorted itself out. So 5 laps about to be completed by Ralph Martin. There he is, across the line. A minute on the line. It's going to be the last lap board next time by. Second across the line, Henry Hills. He's still got Jensen James Williams right there and Jack Swong right there as well. Jesse Plowman, a lonely fifth place for him. Jack Harper now up to 6th. Maximilian Michalski just demoted to 7th there as we look back towards this second place battle here on our screens. And it's Henry Hills, Jensen James Williams, Jack Swong together towards the first of the centres. The speed difference through these hairpins, Nick, not very great indeed. That's why we see no real overtaking from these Bambinos at this point in this track.
Yeah, I mean, this is the point. The electric motors are limited. They are, unlike a petrol engine where you could possibly get a bit of an advantage. These things just say, no, you're going to give X watts out, and it doesn't matter whether the engine could get more or whether you have a better battery or a better motor, because it's just limited, and it's limited in a completely hard way, which can't be cheated without the software program. So, there isn't a good motor or a bad motor because none of them are running at maximum oomph. That's a technical term, by the way.
It's a good point. It's a completely different technology, isn't it? Ralph Martin. Last lap board for Ralph Martin then. 1 lap to go. He's the battle for second, coming out of paddock turn. Across the line then. 6 laps completed. In towards the first turn they come. Are we going to see any kind of movement? No, they stay line astern. They're glued together there, aren't they? So close you could pitch a tent, tick the box. That one's been said for the first time this weekend. And then through the dogleg, Nick, it's going to be a battle down to St John's.
Just a little looking there, but an interesting little gap there for Henry Hales. He's got himself a little away, enough to be less threatened, but the 3rd and 4th, that's looking a little bit more. Oh, absolutely on the outside now goes the blue cart of Jack Swong, and he's going to get up the inside. He's done the switch back, but will it get enough going into the... Yes, he does. Oh, yes. And then the Jensen James Williams decided against... decided that discretion was the better part of valour at that point. Not all over yet, though. He's himself out, thinking about going back round the outside of the gasworks. No. Cut back in again, the in and the out. All of this is great news for Henry Hales. Of course, even better news for Ralph Martin, who's just about to cross the line. A country mile ahead, about 7 seconds ahead.
Yeah, he crosses the line now, Nick. Checkered flag flies for Ralph Martin. Here comes our second place driver then. Henry Hills it is at the very end. Jack Swong finally takes that 3rd place on the last lap. Jensen James Williams will be a disappointed 4th place there. Jesse Plowman finishes in 5th. And then we have Jack Harper just coming through now. The rest of the field streaming through. Maximilian Michalski takes his checkered flag. The gap of the line was exactly 7 seconds, as you said, Nick. Arthur Thompson, our next finisher, with Frank Pearson not that far behind. These two finish in 8th and 9th place. With the next finishers up, you can see there on your screen, Ollie Upton, Christian Doshi, Nico Mohan, Hadley Jarvis and Felix Tandy, who we lost on lap 1, and I'm not quite sure why we lost Felix. The attrition on the electric carts is very, very small amount of attrition indeed, isn't it? So it's quite rare. I'm not sure whether there was an incident that we didn't see on our screens, Nick.
Yeah, it may have been, but yeah, it's rare. There didn't seem to be any particular incident causing it, but the electric Bambinos give us our second close heat. Of course, 2 heats today for everybody. There's 3 versions here. So they have an AVB, a BVC, and a CVA to get through those 2 rounds. Putting ahead, best luck to Sophie Morris and the Honda Cadets, Angie, JC, Bob, and Annabelle. William Mez, well done, Elfie Mayer, one before, and one for you now, Joe. Just so you know, so I think you need to be ready to talk about this one.
Okay.
We have a man, someone called Paul Bateman, has messaged to say, sat with my Karting Live bingo card, waiting to tick off high-speed game of chess.
It's coming. It's coming, Paul. I hope you got so close you can pitch a tent over them, which we had from the Bambinos there. Right, I need to do something over here, apparently.
What have you done?
I don't know.
Is it PA work?
Yes.
Oh. Let's go, Ralphie. O-plate Honda Cadet, says Kim Harris. So yeah, whichever part of the YouTube you're on, please enjoy yourself and have a chat with us. We're happy to take your recommendations, your wishing of good luck and everything else. We are Karting Live TV. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, they say, to our Facebook as well. So we ran with the rest of the 2 rounds of heats today, and then of course we have 2 rounds of super heats tomorrow, and finals and rain.
So we've got the sound of the Honda engine firing up in the collecting area, Nick. And we're about to see our Hondas being released onto the track. We'll have a look at their grid when they do that. Again, another standing start.
Yeah, it's a meander.
So we get
meandering across.
Honda Cadet parents.
They're not really putting any effort into it as far as I'm concerned.
We've got a little bit of a runner braking on the inside.
Oh, there we go, on the inside there, running through now in the black and white trousers with the white stripe. It's white. Now the all black with the kind of light grey hoodie, but with the brown shoes. He's on the outside there, coming up from the rails.
Seems to be black being the choice of colour.
Yeah, it's not the most colourful outfits.
No.
Oh, they're all going now. It's
an
amble has broken out. They're running through. Man with hat's doing quite well, I notice.
Bit like the Tour de France. They just broke from the main field there. Oh, we've got a distinguished bobble hat there that's about to take the win with it. Is that a grey bobble on the top of it?
He's double bobbling.
Yeah. Oh, there's the grey cap.
No, the grey cap comes through.
Ponytail.
Ponytail. But I think the win. I'm going to give the win to the man on the inside there with the red and white shoes.
I don't know. Very late finisher there. Ponytail with a pink collar.
Well, it's all going on now.
Right then, let's have a look at the grid, shall we? And get some semblance
Christine
of
Jones,
order.
good luck Riley from Nanny and Grandad watching the race in Spain.
Right, winner
the weather's better.
100% finish record in the finals at round 1 and 2 was Ryan White. Now, Ryan White has raced here at Warden a lot. He's the current Vera Tools British champion as well. And he's carrying the number 1, which means he's also the Kart Championship Cadet champion as well. So double championship wins for Ryan in 2023. He's continuing on that winning way. At the moment, though, he's a little bit further down the grid than he perhaps like, as the front row of the grid is the real estate belonging to Elliot Burke and Ralphie Branscombe on the O plate. Kevin Ivanov and Ryan White share row 2. Archie Cannon and Archie Loveridge are next. Ed Spin and Ronnie Smart, Ricky McIntosh, Luke McGall, Riley Blakemore, Ashton Horsepool, Ella Dixon and Daniel Barton on row 7. Row 8 is Otto Amy and Albie Smith. Luke Jardine and Oliver Ratton are on row 9. Row 10 is Tyler Banks, Jack Wikes, Finley Thursfield, Freddie Budd are on row 12. Sorry, that's row 11. Row 12 is Noah Clare, and Jane Prakash. Then we've got Sophie Morris, Dino Rowlands, Jacob Letherby and Ollie Knox, Jerry Dufficy and James Pearson, and then rounding off a 32 Kart field is Jaden Patel Scott, our novice driver, and Reggie Dufficy.
Jaden Patel Scott, and interview king.
He really is good to interview, is young Jaden. Tune in for the Paddock Show, where you'll see a great interview with Jaden Patel Scott telling us what karting's all about, really. And it's all about smiling and having fun with him and his dad. Yeah, brilliant. And the danger, yes.
The danger.
It's a standing start then, the clear grid. We've got the go-ahead for the red lights. In fact,
they've gone off.
Oh,
I thought it wasn't a good start from the second place position, but he kind of rolled in the end, and it's the pink helmet on the outside. But no, it has dropped a cold place, and it's the 14 Kart of Elliot Borks. It must have been Ralphie Branscombe who got the poor start from the outside. I think he's dropped into third, though, so it's not the end of the world.
Ralphie's easy to see, pink helmet there. Yeah. He was kind of edging away, jumping up and down in the car to get the thing to pick up. Yeah. Ryan White, the number 1, has gone from the second row and into second. If he's not careful, he's about to overtake Elliot Bork. Elliot Bork holding on to that lead and eking out a Kart's. No, it's disappeared. In the space of one corner, a Kart's gap has disappeared. They are nose to tail.
Looking left, looking right there. Branscombe thinking he has gone for it. He's gone for the lead. And then a little kind of nudge it and out. And into third place goes Burke. He got kind of hung out to dry, really, I think Branscombe was trying to do anything, but the line he took put him wide coming out of the Gasworks. And so they're going to cross the line in the order 1-0-14. So a great first lap for Ryan White.
Here we go then into turn 1 to continue on to lap 2. And we've got the O-plate. The O-plate up against the champion. That's what it's like at the front. And then not far behind, in fact glued to them, is Elliot Burke and Kevin Ivanov. And, Paul, we're about to see a high-speed game of chess ensue.
And that is, he's got a line now.
Nice to see his weekend off. He's watching, though.
He's got a line when he has to get the full house or a diagonal, you see.
All right.
I don't think you said momentum yet, have you?
I haven't said momentum.
I've said momentum.
No. I think you have.
Even prior to me just saying momentum then.
Doesn't count.
No, because I'm not the face of karting live TV.
Exactly. Look at this. Typical cadet race. How many karts have we got in the train there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. Sorry.
13 kart train now. From first down to 13th, they are absolutely bumper to bumper. and it's Ryan White. Now, the thing is, Ryan White and Ralphie Branscombe on the yaw plate.
Thinking about it.
They are very comfortable in this situation. They've been racing cadet karts for a long, long time, even though they're only nearly, 11 or 12, or they're under 12, aren't they? And they are very, very comfortable in this situation. And what I love about cadet karting is when we get a move, nobody gets panicky, nobody gets desperate. They just sit there and then just wait for their move to come. It really is fantastic racing all the way down the field. And I know we have to focus on the front here of the field, but we've got this train of karts now all the way down this field of cadet karts. People are having races, having their own race. People like Jaden Patel-Scott, who's moved up to 28th at the back of the field there. He's having a race for 28th place and absolutely loving it. And like he says in our interview in the paddock show, he's going to move forward. That's, but he's only done 6 races. So it's going to be a bit of time before he's racing with these guys at the front. Here we go. We're going to have a challenge.
Talking about 6, that we've now got a breakaway of 6. As he went round the turn 1 there, it was very much 3 sets of 2. But that 13 kart pack has dropped into 2 halves. And they come down and into St John's, the left-hander leading to the first of the centres. All of them sitting line astern at this point. They've made that break. And a little bit of a move there from the inside. I'm just wondering whether it might have worked for the 72 of Ed Spain. But no, he drops back into position again. He did have a little look at Kevin Ivanov in the 50. So, very useful. That bright pink helmet of Ralph Branscombe is a fantastic marker for the entire field, isn't it, Jay? Right, yeah. That's where he is. So we now work 1 back and 1 forward. And now we're going to two. We got a group of 6. Now we've got 2 groups of 3 at the front of the field.
Yeah, and you know what, Nick? I think it's because the 3 leaders there, they are not trying to fight each other. They're not trying to overtake. They've got maximum speed. 2 karts they go quicker than 1. 3 karts go quicker than 1 and 2. So the more karts you have in that train, the aerodynamic effect that has allows these karts to travel around this track at even greater speed together. It's when they start messing about and trying to overtake one another, that's when they lose the pace, that's when they lose their, dare I say it, momentum. And that's when the rest of the field comes, and that's when they risk losing their position. Doesn't matter where you challenge, you are risking not just gaining a place but also losing one.
So it is now, I think, Loveridge has moved past Ivanov into... No, it's Spain. Spain's in 4th. Sorry, Spain's in 4th. And that is now getting a bit close to being 4 karts together. Certainly 3 in a spare. Branscombe going a bit wide there coming out the exit of the gasworks, but it's worked out okay. And we are now getting a 4 train. As you said, if you can bridge that gap, as you said, Joe, the aerodynamics along the straight will pull you up a couple of tenths, which is a kart length, and there suddenly you're on the tail. Now, Branscombe really almost pushing White along at that point. So they sweep underneath our commentary position. And they go into first part of the dog leg. Several different lines on the dog leg. They've all kind of sat with this line. And now it's interesting because now it's back in. It was 2 groups of 3, and up the inside goes Spain. And did it fit? It did. So Spain has got through, has he? Yes, he has. Spain is through into 3rd place. And I think the big loser there was Burke, who's now gone from 3rd to 6th during the course of those 2 corners. So he got kind of hung out to dry a little bit as well. That's the second time he's been hung out to dry on the gasworks at the start to go from 1st to 3rd, and hung out to dry again on the exit of the 2nd centre to go from 3rd to 6th. So basically, he's been hung out to dry more often than washing.
Team-wise, we've got Project 1 leading. We've got Ralphie Branscombe, who's a privateer, in 2nd. Then we've got Ambition. And then the 3 Zip drivers are Ed Spain, Kevin Ivanov, Archie Loveridge, isn't it? I'm not sure Archie Loveridge is. Yeah, Archie Loveridge is Zip as well. Look at this though, Nick. We've still got
in
a
the
minute.
Sun as well.
Yeah, beautiful. So it is brilliant weather here at Warden. It doesn't always rain. Yeah, I know there's rain.
Don't tune in tomorrow then if you don't see it rain.
There's rain forecast tomorrow. There we down the inside of the first
50.
Yeah, the number 73.
Loveridge does get through. Yeah, Loveridge gets, and that's quite a good pass actually, because he just edged it back across enough to prevent the 50 of... I think it might have been the 14 again, actually. There might have been the 14 came back through of... No, it wasn't. It was Ivanov. Yeah, you're absolutely right. My ability to look at numbers has disappeared at the last minute and a half. I was looking 1 too low. But it is White from Branscombe, from Spain, from Loveridge, from Ivanov, from Book, and that's your top 6. You can see all of them in that frame.
I think they're going to get another 2 laps, Nick. They're just coming out onto the start-finish straight. There's 12 seconds on the clock. They're going to click by, absolutely. 2 more laps of absolutely fantastic racing from our Honda cadets. This is only heat 1. This bodes very well for the rest of the weekend. Another heat coming this afternoon, and then our super heats tomorrow. And look at that train. Ryan White leading the train from Branscombe, Spain, Loveridge, Ivanhoe and Bork. The 3 Zipcart drivers chasing down Ambition, the privateer O-plate holder Branscombe, and the Project 1 driver Ryan White still holding on to that lead.
It's the 72 and the 73. I'm not sure they're related apart from by numbers. Spain and Loveridge, who are looking the most aggressive at the moment, looking more for the way to get past both each other and further up to Branscombe. And they try the inside, then pop back out again as they move into the horseshoe for the penultimate time. And they'll turn through Paddock Bend and they pick up the main straight. And at this point, it's now all the power down. White will see that lead. He did a bit of block there. He moved out
defensive,
the line. Just to make sure he wasn't caught going around the first corner.
Well, Nick, that was local knowledge there from Warden Law. He knew that momentum out of the final turn here can get people to be able, as they get towards the end of the long straight here into turn 1, you get people coming alongside. He closed that off, and there, looking down the inside, going
bluff.
down the inside is Ed Spain. Ed Spain went down the inside of Alfie Branscombe, who had a look himself, and then zipped back out to the right-hand side of the track. That's allowed the zip carts to swap places as well. The number 50 of Kevin Ivanhoe has overtaken Archie Loveridge.
There's more going on here. Branscombe's Branscombe is worryingly good. Well, for him, may well end up 5th. No, he's got 4th back.
Yeah, this is all to play for. And this is just the heats. As Ryan White has been allowed to eke out even a bigger gap, which he'll take the checkered flag with a gap of just under 6/10 from Ed Spain. Kevin Ivanhoe was 3rd. Ralphie Branscombe ends up 4th place.
Good driving from Spain, that really was. He
absolutely
pushed his way through during the last few laps fairly. Then you've got Ivanov, Branscombe, Loveridge and Burke, as you say. Ronnie Smart came through 7th. Ronnie Blakemore was 8th. Albie Smith 9th. Luke McGill was 10th. Then it was Ricky Jr. McKinney. Was it Ricky Jr. McIntosh?
Ricky
Sorry.
Jr. McIntosh.
Then Archie Cameron, Ella Dixon, Ashton Horsepool, and Luke Jardine were 15, and Jody Mattel Scott got up to 26th. And you think, well, you're wondering why you're mentioning this guy at the back. He's a novice, and he's cracking good fun. So we're going to big him up for a while. Yeah, hang on a second. We've got there's Mr. Matt Guppy has it written as well.
Oh, really?
Apparently, our entire audience of people who would normally work on the team have got the weekend off.
What's Matt saying?
Matt says, "Hi Nick and Joe, you're doing a great job. Thanks for all the awesome coverage." I'll read this one out because he's one of the team and he's taking the mic. "Those camera guys don't miss a thing. Are they the professional cameraman like you had at Clay Pigeon last week?"
They're even better, Matt.
They're even more professional.
They're even better.
One is like you, Matt, because he's professional and local.
Well, they're
professional and local.
But the other thing that comes across is how less demanding they are.
They are. They haven't whinged. And more importantly, not one of them has yet taken back home batteries he shouldn't have done. Twice. I haven't got to frisk someone for kit they have taken home with them.
We have had Tunnock's tea cakes this week.
We have, Matt. Yeah. There has been a massive improvement in the snack level. I'm really sorry, Matt.
The snackage.
There's been some good snacks, and obviously, I think just so you know, we are back with the team for Mansell for the NKC in a couple of months' time. We will try and up our snack game for that event as well.
Yes, you mean Dunk as well.
Sorry, yes, good point. It's not Mansell anymore. It's Dunk as well.
Yeah.
All those caps have gone, and has to Nigel. Nigel's gone, and his caps too.
We'll find out. We've got Junior Primo next. Now, Junior Primo is a unique class to the Kart Championship. It has been sort of copied by other series, but Junior Primo is basically for drivers aged between 12 and 14. They're basically a Rotax Max kart that we will see out as well for their heat. In fact, we've already had a Rotax Max, haven't we?
We have.
We have.
I'm just reading the comments on the kart page because I'm looking at the. Gaynor Langley says, "Good luck to my boy Tyler Banks in the Honda Cadets." Just missed that one. Well, he's gone out. 79. Go for it, Alfred Forrest. DP says, "Big shout out for interview King Jaden number 88. Lots of love and luck from his mum."
Yes, Jaden was outstanding. You're going to love the interview, Mum. Look out for. Is that going out on the
lunchtime tomorrow?
Lunchtime tomorrow, is it?
It might. If I can get it up, it might go up tonight.
All right, might see it tonight. Available on our Facebook page or the Kart Championship.
That'll be available on the YouTube page.
On the YouTube,
but
page.
Linked from the Facebook page.
But you've got to see Jaden's interview. He is an absolute delight. And considering Nick and I, we interview professional drivers at the very highest level
all the time.
All the time, very highest level pro drivers. But Jaden was one of the best interviews.
I made Michael Schumacher cry.
You did make Michael Schumacher cry.
It's literally, I know it's now 25 years ago and still my only claim to fame, but I did make Michael Schumacher cry.
Let's talk about Junior Primo, Nick. Yes, drivers aged 12 to 14. These are exactly the same as our Junior Rotax class. However, Junior Primo enables the 12 to 14-year-olds to go off and have their own race before they race with the big girls and boys. And I think it's a great idea because it really is intense when you transition out of the cadet classes or which includes Micromax, Honda Cadets and Intermax, and then all of a sudden you're in with 15-year-olds. And, all right, it's not the same as playing rugby and football with them, but, it is, you're up against older kids. So this is a great idea. Exactly the same karts, the same Rotax 125cc Rotax engine, same weight and everything as the, which is 145 kilograms, as the junior class, but a great idea. So it's age only appropriate in this class. And Daniel Hartley has been the absolute man that everyone has found impossible to beat. Now, Daniel took round 1 at Wilton. He took round 2 at GYG. In fact, Daniel has taken maximum points in the heats in round 1 and took the win in the final. He took maximum points in the heats in round 2. And the question on everybody's lips this weekend is who is going to beat Daniel Hartley? Well, so far in qualifying, we've had 3 people take up the challenge, and that is Stanley Clark, who's put that kart on pole position with a 50.659. Second was Leighton Kelly on a 50.825, and third was Bella Fairclough. Now, Bella has raced here quite often, and Bella knows this track really well. Daniel has qualified in 4th. So Daniel starts on the second row. Behind them, Taylor Dixon, Sophie Caldwell,
Here we come.
Alfie Forrester, and Eddie Stewart.
Go around. They've got to go around.
Oh, good, because I haven't read the grid. So Alfie Forrester is on 7th, alongside Eddie Stewart, who was here a couple of weeks ago practicing and got to grips with his first visit to Warden Law. Here we are for the first time, Eddie, under race conditions.
Didn't Eddie have some special tuition from someone?
Well, you
and
mean
advice.
like me?
Like you, yes. Yes. He got advice from you. Yes.
Yes.
So
yes.
basically,
I've only done a few laps around here.
So if he doesn't win,
it's my fault.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. His driver coach was rubbish.
Should have got more on news. He's local.
He hasn't got a clue how to drive a car. Give him an LMP prototype. Yeah, he's your man. 5th row of the grid, Ellis Dealey and Laurie McVeigh. 6th row, Riley Mason-Lewis and Tyler Davis. And then on the 7th row, Maya Simpson and Oscar Pitt. Got Ethan Bath and Thomas Butcher on row 8. And then rounding off the 18 kart, Junior Primo field is Zach Kane and Ewan Stevenson. Now then, are we nicely sorted there, Nick? It looks like we are, doesn't it?
Better than they were. They are a little bit quick, I think, but this one will be fine. I think they're a little bit eager.
I'm not sure they're in grid formation because Daniel Hartley's on the 3rd row. He should be on the 2nd row here.
Oh, the 47 got A's right out there. Who's the 47? Stanley Clark from 2nd. As you can see him trundling across the grass now.
He was on the
right
pole.
Eased out.
Stanley Clark was
on the pole. Sorry, he went across the line 2nd, which does sometimes happen.
Yeah, he was on the pole.
They've taken the time off. They're taking the minute off for that restart lap. So
is that what we're doing?
They've dropped the minutes. So obviously they're running quite tight schedules.
Right,
So
here we go then. Who's
go
that
around
in the lead?
lose you a minute.
78, Leighton Kelly leads on lap 1, the number 15 of Bella Fairclough. Easy to spot Bella, the yellow fairing and the side pods. Then there is Daniel Hartley. Daniel with the blue overalls, the blue and white helmet, just sitting. He's not used to following people under race conditions in the kart championship, Nick. This is a new experience for that 3rd place kart here. And just getting to grips now as we cross the line for the first time. Kelly, Fairclough, Hartley, Dixon, Forrester, Eddie Stewart up to 6th, Ellis Dealey 7th, Sophie Caldwell, Tyler Davis, Maya Simpson. That's your top 10. Oh, and there's Hartley. Hartley down the inside of Bella Fairclough. Yeah, now Bella got it all wrong on the curbs, and that allowed Daniel Hartley, who was just sitting there waiting, and they're through as well.
Taylor
has
Dixon.
gone
Taylor Dixon. Yeah, Hartley obviously is a talented young man, but I'm afraid that was more an error by Bella than a great move by Daniel. And it's cost her 2 places.
She'd be kicking herself there going into the gas.
There's a certain amount of curb you have to take, and then you can take 1 inch more and you completely unsettle the kart.
Yeah.
You lose drive because the wheels are in the air, and apparently, they don't do much work when they're in the air.
No.
So disappointing for Bella, but she luckily 5 minutes to make it back up again. So Leighton Kelly carries on his lead. He's got half a second over pre-race, post-race, and whole race favourite. There's a yellow flag there, so they can't overtake through the top of the dog leg. Driver's okay, just Kart retired to the left-hand side there, so that's maybe there for a while. There's a marshal attempting to get that car off the track, dragging it now.
So Hartley chasing down Leighton Kelly. We've got some competition for Daniel Hartley. He's had it all his own way in the first 2 rounds, Wilton Mill and Glanigor. So Daniel Hartley walking away with this junior Primo field. And now we've got a race, we've got a championship on our hands. Leighton Kelly showing him the way around Warden Law. Taylor Dixon not that far away as well. And don't discount Bella Fairclough. Bella there on the yellow cart. She is right on the tail of Taylor Dixon.
Yeah, it's interesting though. The Hartley's not made any impression at all on Leighton Kelly. In fact, he lost half a tenth in that last lap. It is the map, but its closest at the moment is the recovering Bella Fairclough, looking to get back up the inside of Taylor Dixon, even looking to do it now. Perhaps she'll pop out into centre 1, and she does, but nope, changes her mind. Wasn't quite able to do it on the brakes, and given the fact that she just got around the corner on 3-wheeling it as much as she did, probably was the wise decision there not to dive in the first part, and that back through the chicane.
This is where, and now Bella slayed a little bit in that chicane. Just lost a bit of time there. She was right on the bumper of Taylor Dixon, and she's back on the bumper now, under braking for the gasworks. Here's the battle for 3rd and 4th then. Taylor Dixon with the blue overalls, with the one arm red, one arm white, with the white helmet there. You can see that, the blue and red cart. There they go across the line. It's 4 laps completed.
And lead extended again by another 2 tenths. So Hartley, we don't know at the end of this first heat if he's going to drop his maximum, because they aggregate the overalls from the 2 heats, don't they? It's not like 20 points from each one. It's who's done best in the 2 heats.
That's right. It's points
Hartley.
awarded.
Fairclough blocked quite aggressively there by the 43 of Taylor Dixon. The yellow cart there for Bella. And she's looking a gap.
She's looking like she's being held up somewhat by Taylor Dixon. That's Taylor's job. Taylor Dixon having a great race, keeping her back, and he's not doing anything. He knows she's there.
Yeah, that's fine.
And there's the move. There's the move.
But can she hold it back? And they switch back.
And there's that left hand
side
into the left-hander of the horseshoe after the gasworks.
And you
it's
lean.
Never going to work,
you just
is it?
lean, don't you, very slightly, and they kind of go.
Here it is. The switchback very rarely works. Taylor Dixon, textbook, lets her go, slots back onto our right-hand side, but then very quickly we've got the horseshoe here at Warden Law, and that's very, very hard to maintain. Once that move at the gaswork, you can make it stick all the way around the horseshoe. She's back to 3rd.
Yeah, which is still one place where she's doing well. A little bit of a break now, 1st and 2nd. Obviously, the lead came down by 3 tenths that time. For I think 2 tenths.
Oh wow!
Hartley got back under a 2nd. Still 2 minutes 14 to go. So that's 3 or 4 laps, depending on exactly when they cross the timing beam coming down the main straight. But that battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th is kind of rejoined. Bella has gapped slightly Taylor Dixon, but not anything that's not make-upable in a couple of corners, to be honest. But it's now looking like Dixon's coming under a little bit of pressure from the 79 of Alfie Forrester. That's the all-orange cart.
All these carts at the front of the field, Nick, by the way, are all privateers. We've got to Daniel Hartley, I know, is run by his dad Ian. Bella Fairclough, privateer. Leighton Kelly, there's no team information there, so I'm presuming Leighton Kelly is a privateer, as is Stanley Clark, who put it on the pole. We'll see him back on the pole for Heat 2. But right now, we've got privateer Bella Fairclough chasing after Daniel Hartley. We saw this kind of behaviour at the first 2 rounds. Everybody chasing after Daniel Hartley. Well, this one, Warden Law for round 3, Leighton Kelly is the driver that everybody's chasing after, including Daniel Hartley. So Junior Rotax Primo has turned into a bit of a championship run, with now a more competitive field. 7 laps completed.
10th back again for Hartley. Got closer by 10, but you're going to need to get closer than that because they've got 2 laps effectively to go.
They have got 2 laps, absolutely.
Fairclough half a second from there. So there's a kind of a spread out. In fact, there's a kind of a spread out throughout the field. I think it's not totally surprising this class, which is going to attract people who aren't within teams, because they're doing that kind of first year or 2 years of junior Rotax to pick up and learn before they really push on with the main part of the junior Rotax. So yeah, it's the sort of place you would go if you could, if you were a privateer.
I mean, the front, that's maybe the reason why they're in junior Primo at this stage. But the pace of the front runners in junior Primo, that would be at the front of any junior Rotax field. It's a little bit more physical, let's say, slightly, or it can be. And here we've got a challenge now. Bella Fairclough, she's absolutely pulled out all the stops. So the fastest lap of the race last time by. We have got this lap and one more lap to go. And right now, she looks, Nick, as though she's about to mount a challenge on Daniel Hartley.
Yeah, so amazing. But the Kart just came to her in the last lap, picked up 3 or 4 tenths on everybody. And now, I think she needs to commit. She's looking at that and thinking, well, if you're looking at it, go for it.
No, but she hasn't got the speed to get by. I mean, she's going to clatter into Daniel Hartley if she just sends it there. You could see how quick she was. When she turned into the corner, the rear axle, that's how much grip she was carrying. Rear axle just lifting. Leighton Kelly leads out of the gasworks for the penultimate time as we...
Yeah, I think if Fairclough wants to get past Hartley, she's going to have to make a very positive move, and
she's got one lap to do it, mate.
You can interpret the name positive, the word positive any way you like, but I'm not saying absolutely don't clatter in, because you don't want to lose. You don't want to knock your nose and lose 6 places with a 5-second penalty.
That's the delicacy of it. You've got to be very delicate, but a controlled aggression, is it? This is her favourite bit. Now she's gotten too wide there.
Too much, and that's it.
She's come under threat from the number 43 of Taylor Dixon. And that's kind of ruined her chances there. She was right on the bumper of Daniel Hartley,
who has gained again on Leighton Kelly.
Eddie Stewart, I've got to say, just off shot there, has moved up into 5th place last time by, ahead of Alfie Forrester.
So that training was working then.
Yes, he had a great driver coach here 2 weeks ago when he was here for the practice.
Here
we go then. It's the checkered flag that is being unfurled, and it will be Leighton Kelly who sees it first. He's kind of eased the pace there towards the end, hasn't he? And he will finish only just over 0.2 of a second ahead of Daniel Hartley. Bella Fairclough finishes 3rd. Then we had Taylor Dixon. Eddie Stewart with his new white nose cone and white side pods there, just to keep a bit of weight down on the kart. The overall weight of 145 kilograms. A very fine 5th place for Eddie. Alfie Forrester ends up 6th. Ellis Daly then was 7th. Sophie Caldwell was 8th. 9th, Maya Simpson, 10th Stanley Clark. Then we had Thomas Butcher, Laurie McVeigh, Riley Mason Lewis was 13th, 14th was Ethan Bath, Oscar Pitt 15th, 16th Ewan Stevenson, who we lost on lap 8, and Tyler Davis went out on lap 1. We've got where'd the number 47 Stanley Clark regains to 10th from the back of the field, Nick.
He had a very long bit of grass cutting.
Yeah, we'll see him start from the pole position. He may have learnt a big lesson there at the start of our races here.
They're all horrible to him.
Yes, exactly.
Christy Millman says, good luck, Eddie Stewart. Well, he had a good run. Sunrise, afternoon, guys. Can you shout out hello to Katie and Peyton? Only spectating but loving the racing. So can you shout out hello, Joe?
To who, sorry?
Katie and Peyton.
Hello, Katie and Peyton. A big hello.
Hello.
And
hello.
Great to have you along. They're spectating at home, are they?
I assume so.
Right, or are they spectating on the
bank
on the embankments here?
Could be. They're doing one of the things.
All right, let us know.
Ash is going for a walk right now. He's nowhere near his camera.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's just
got some new running shoes. He's bought them with him because he's going to go for a run in the morning. Not now. It's a 9 o'clock start. He's not.
Martin can hear this, can't he?
Yes.
Yes. Get ready, Martin. We've got a Bambino race next, which means the parents are threading up their running shoes, pulling on their hoodies and their fur-collared parkas.
We do need more colourful outfits, though. There's far too much grey and black.
Well, I've suggested to Darren and Joe that we have bibs for these.
Well, I thought we should like greyhound racing.
Maybe for the winter series.
Yeah, you have bibs for like the greyhound racing, so there's red,
different colours,
yellow, blue, and then black and white
stripes.
There's
only 6, though, isn't it?
Well, you can have more, can't you? Or we get more.
Why don't we split them into teams?
Or, hang on, we just get them into silks, like a jockey. They're different colour with the cap and the little shorts and the whip.
Yeah, I think you're thinking about this too much.
No, I think this is a great concept.
C50 Comas are out next. We get ready for the parents' running race. Let's revisit the championship. Round 1 at Wilton Mill was won by Will Wainwright, with second place Ollie West. Noah Wicklow was a very fine 3rd place. Round 2 at Glanigors was won by Ollie West, with Logan Hodgetson 2nd and Noah Wicklow again 3rd. Championships being led by Ollie West with that very fine 2nd and 1st place in the first 2 rounds, and then Noah Wicklow 2nd in the championship. Logan Hodgetson running in 3rd in the championship, and then we've got Will Wainwright, Jesse Bailey, Benjamin Shivart, Lewis Wilson, Calman Simon, Arthur Bowers, Ernie Wades. That's your top 10 of the championship. The C50, now we've already had the mighty Bambinos. They were electric powered karts. These are exactly the same karts. The LeConte all-weather tyre on these Bambinos, but these are petrol engine C50 Corma engined karts. So exactly the same lap times, but delivered in a slightly different way than what we've seen. The racing, though, Nick, will be as close as ever.
Absolutely. Just we actually know where they are on the track from the noise. So how big is the entry for this thing? Is it 16 or 17 again? Because I know they cap it at a certain level.
We have got 18. 19. Ollie West will be on the pole position with Will Wainwright alongside. Second row of the grid is Logan Hodgetts and Benjamin Shiver, who only last weekend claimed the championship for the Warden Kart Club Spring Series, did young Benjamin, in fine style. I think he won the majority of the races, and there they're off over the tyres, not even bothering to go round.
It's yellow from orange with the second orange. Also, I like the kind of the grey into white with the kind of the M&R. I think he's giving it a bit of a jog.
That's the MP coaching entry there. We're 4 wide heading towards the line
down the straight, yep, and it's are they going for a photo finish? We're kind of trying to arrive at the same time. Where's it? Come on, lads, where's your competitive spirit?
Is there a bit shenanigan going on there?
There's something. Oh, there we go, straight through.
There we go. Yeah, it's the woolly hat that's taken the win. Another style.
That's a second win for a woolly hat there. He's done his thigh. Yeah, he's done his thigh. Remember the timing bar, Ash. He's done his thigh. Oh dear.
Oh, there's the winner. MP coaching, take the win.
Kissing. Oh yes, he's kissing the tarmac.
And he finishes with a press up. That's him laid up for the weekend. A hamstring and a pulled shoulder, I think, is what we got there.
I think it's very likely that by the end of by the time they're going for the final, which is the 6th time of the day, there's going to be either someone's going to get into the groove or everyone's going to be absolutely crocked.
Paul Bainbridge has got the defibrillator on wait.
Has he?
On standby, yes.
Has he got a masseuse?
We should really alert the medics to that one. Yes, I'll mention that to the medics next time.
Could you be a masseuse, please?
Another standing start, of course, for the Bambinos. So I do like the standing starts. There's something about that, isn't it? Especially, I'm going to say it, especially the petrol engines. The engine's revs rise and the red light goes out, and away we go. Let's see who can pull it off, though. Benjamin Shivers.
Because Sunrise is just saying that they are spectating on the paddock straight and they live around the corner and have to go and watch the races on the track.
Ah, splendid. That's the spirit. You only live around the corner, just like me. Here we go then. Hopefully you're enjoying the day, whether you're on the bank or sat at home on your sofa or chairs or whatever you sat on. Here we go then. The grid is cleared. The red lights go on. And we'll get underway. That's Wainwright. That's Wainwright cutting across in front of pole position of Ollie West. But Ollie West hangs on to that pole position. Look out for Shiver on the green helmet coming around the outside for third. They sort themselves out through Brian's Bend. I think it's first, second, third and fourth as they started, Nick.
Yeah, they've got 3 green helmets in the top 4, which is slightly unfortunate. But swooping down, so the bright yellow kart is the easiest one to tell, and that's Will Wainwright. And these little short wheelbase cadet karts
into the first of the centres, and that's Wainwright. That was a textbook out-braking manoeuvre. Hangs on to it at a challenge from that third place kart of Logan Hodgetts. Shivar taking advantage and moving into third ahead of Hodgetts, who was completely disadvantaged there, trying around the outside of the second centres. Wainwright off towards the gasworks in the lead, though. Winner of round 1 at Wilton Mill, leading heat 1 here at Warden Law for round 3.
Yeah, we've got Noah Wicklow, who was also a strong performer at Warden Law. Sorry, Wilton Mill. Warden Law now. At Wilton Mill. I find Wilton Mill and Warden Law really difficult in my mind. When I did the titles for this race, I wrote Wilton Mill down for 2 of them.
Yeah. Really?
And I looked and went, oh, God, I don't know one now.
Here they come then, side by side. It's Wainwright with a challenge from Ollie West and Shivar going down the inside with him. That's a change for first and second. Shivar hanging on to the rear bumper of Ollie West there. Let's have a look at it. That's all about slipstream, Nick. All about slipstream down the inside of Wainwright. Wainwright's hung out to dry. He can't do anything. He can just sit there and watch these cars go through.
That was just like being on the wrong train at Daytona and NASCAR, isn't it? Absolutely. Really, you just have got nothing. They'll just zip past you at several miles an hour more than you can do. But he's now back in. He's got 4 or 5 laps to go, and his chance, obviously, is to, in some way, get himself into that train, get him into that drag. Interesting. I'm noticing that the lap times are quite a bit slower than the electric karts, aren't they? Is that because of the design of the track? Because I know they've been quite similar at other places.
Yeah, interesting. I'm not really sure, but I tell you what, they do race well, don't they? Look at that. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 karts, a small gap, and then another 5 or so. Here we go then, and they're tripping over one another at the front there. Ollie West. We've got being nudged ever so slightly by Benjamin Shivar. Now, this is where Wainwright can pay back. Shivar moving to the inside, tries to get back, but Wainwright's filled the gap. Ollie West will lead into turn 1. Wainwright through as well. Change for 4th. Who's that? Who's that on the red and white card? Is that Noah Wicklow? It is indeed.
I think so, it's Wicklow,
so Wicklow up to 4th and now on the tail of Shivar. Shivar on the tail of Wainwright on the tail of Ollie West. This is fantastic. And you know what? I've been looking forward to this Bambino race all month long. There's Shivar coming back.
No, that's Hodgetts.
Hodgetts joining
coming back. That's the 74 of Hodgetts.
Too many green helmets.
Yeah, the 78 in third is Shivar, but yeah, that was Hodgetts nipping back past Noah Wicklow. And the leader, I'm not sure you want to be the leader in this race, West now has Wainwright, who was leading and then was third and now is second. But up the inside goes Shivar. He's not going to take. Nope.
He's had great success here as young Benjamin, and he's another interviewee in our paddock show. Look out for that. We have a great insight into the world of a Bambino race driver. Shivar back up into second.
Yeah, Wainwright hung up to dry again, around that outside part of the horseshoe.
These Bambinos, Nick, they can overtake pretty much anywhere. Anywhere you can get momentum and carry momentum through, they will stick it out. Here they come then. It's a slipstream battle towards 1. Here they go, Shivar looking over his shoulder. Is anybody going to make a move? None of them this time. And it's Oliver West, Ollie West, Benjamin Shivar, Will Wainwright, Logan Hodgetts, Noah Wicklow. The first 5 absolutely nose to tail through the dogleg on towards St John's. And there's that bit of a defensive line there from West.
Oh, too wide, and that's going to surely gives Wainwright coming. Hodgetts going to come through. I've lost all of them. Hodgetts looking to go from 5th to 2nd. Doesn't happen, but he actually loses a place, I think, to Wicklow around the outside. That's a kind of a shuffle about. I'm not sure how many places changed there, but each of them was about 4 different places at one point.
We had 3 wide into centre 1, 3 wide, different 3 wide into centre 2. And these guys, these kids can just put these karts anywhere on the track. And there's a challenge for the lead now.
Yeah.
Wainwright going down the inside. Will he slide too wide? No, he doesn't. He comes back. Who's that challenging second? Slotting back in.
Is that Silver coming back in again?
It is. It's young Benjamin having a go. And there, Ollie West back into the lead. Shivar going with him into second. Fantastic. How many lead changes have we had?
How many positions has Wainwright been in this race?
How many position changes have we had? Thanks for the replay, Frank, but I'm not sure I can make any sense of it the second time around. There it was, Ollie West down the inside, Shivar going through. Again, Wainwright, he's just sat, he can't do anything about it. He's sat on the more disadvantaged line on the outside of the horseshoe.
Now, interesting, they wound the pace up, and the pace now is within a second of the electric kart, so it must have been it had to get up to speed over the first couple of laps.
Oh, challenge for the lead out of St John. Shivar down the inside into centre 1. Ollie West sitting it out round the outside, and Wainwright going through in a second. He's side by side with Shivar into centre 2. Ollie West coming back through.
Back out again
it's
for
3
second.
Wide behind for third.
It's Wicklow.
Wicklow getting involved as well, but the inside line through the chicane is Wainwright, and Wicklow hung out to dry, which has allowed Hodgetts back up to 4th.
And the rest of the pack.
And Shivar leads.
And everyone else, no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Shivar led for a bit, and now Ollie West's leading, side by side towards the horseshoe.
And our leading pack is now only 10 karts. 12 karts. Okay, now it's somebody's leading. I feel sorry for Wicklow. He's not had a go in the lead. Everyone else has.
He hasn't. He's doing his best to get into that top 3. Right then, across the line, 5 laps completed, a minute on the board.
Is it Wicklow?
It'll be 2 more laps.
No, it is West. It's West.
It's West, Shivar, Wainwright, Hodgetts, and then Wicklow dropping a little back. Yeah.
Top 4 broken away with 2 laps to go.
So it'll be the last lap board is what they're racing for on this lap. And look at Shivar right on the bumper through the dogleg. He gets momentum. He tried here, didn't he? He comes out of there. Look at the different line there. And West having to drive defensively. That's Shivar who's taking advantage of that. Just squeezing him out to the right there, making himself space. Shivar, what an intelligent drive from all of these drivers.
I must admit, they came together tyre to tyre there. Did you see that? They actually bounced off the tyres.
And Shivar was just opening his gap, opening himself up by pushing him to the right to give himself the line through centre 1.
A little bit of local knowledge there, but I think he may lose it even now coming through and into... No, he's got it back. Because he's
got it back. That was the textbook switchback. And he's got the line.
Yeah, because he managed to get back a car's length ahead of West, because West just carried a bit too much speed and went wide.
Right then, Nick, here we go.
Last lap.
Last lap board coming up. It's going to be a slipstream towards turn one. Shiva looks over his shoulder. Ollie West pulling alongside Wainwright's about to make it 3 wide, but chooses not to. Into the lead has gone Ollie West. He leads from Shiva, Wainwright, Hodgetts, Wicklow. Into the dogleg for the last time. This is only Heat 1. We've got lots more of this coming this weekend. Fantastic racing once again for the Bambino C50s. And it's Ollie West. This is where Shiva's done it the last 2 times. Not quite this time, though. And he's got to be careful, Nick, because Wainwright's there.
Yeah, but Shiva compromised himself by taking the wrong line when he didn't need to.
And he's done it again at centre too. He's right out there. He slicks wide. West. And he slots back into the inside.
But Wicklow's now made up the gap and he's back into 4th.
So Wicklow's
Hodgetts must have dropped back.
Now keep an eye on Noah Wicklow in that red, white and black livery on his overalls. They fan out into... And yet Wicklow takes advantage of everybody fanning out into the gasworks. It's side by side into the horseshoe. Here comes Wicklow. Wicklow challenging for second. Has to slot back. Shiva around the outside. How's it going to sort itself out? Shiva down the inside and panic. He used a tin opener to get through there. And across the line now, the win of Heat 1 for the C50 Bambinos. And look at that. Everybody finished third. Everybody. All of them finished third.
8 carts covered by... 8 carts covered 1.3 seconds, but it was Ollie West. I think he led most of that race at various times. Will Wainwright, second place in the yellow cart. Then Benjamin Shiva, who had a number of positions in third. Noah Wicklow had a very brief appearance in third, was 4th. Then Arthur Bowers, who we have not mentioned at any point during this race, was 5th.
Incredible.
Logan Hodgetts was 6th. Henry Hales was 7th. Jesse Bailey was 8th. Jack Spong was 9th. And it was Hendrix Falat in 10th.
I just want to mention Max Arm at 11th and Calman Simon on the number 12, who did in fact finish 12th. Just ahead of Brady Atkin, Ray Thorne, John Stevens, Ola Gamble, Santo Amico, Riley Aston Wilkins and Max St-Hilaire. I do want to mention Calman Simon and give him a big round of applause for his helmet. He's the one with the Senna replica.
Excellent. Good lad.
Yeah.
Emma says, good luck to my boy Harry House Grover. Bit of bad luck so far, but it's still early in the weekend. Love you lots from Mum. Brackets, your biggest fan. Well, your mum should be your biggest fan, really, shouldn't she? Jan Brown Anderson says, hello again. It must have been 3 weeks since I watched the stream. Well, you know, and I'll be rooting for Bella and Maya and Ollie.
If it's 3 weeks since you watched the stream, he's missed how many rounds? How many races?
No, it's
1.
He's missed the NKC.
Yes, missed the NKC.
You should watch the NKC.
Yeah.
If you watch the NKC, watch the Kart Championship, watch the NKC. There's virtually no overlap. You're watching completely different people.
Absolutely.
Apart from the junior road tax, that's all.
You got any more?
Those are my messages. I'll go. Put you on hold, caller. I'll check the other 3.
Say again, Frank.
Well, go on then.
Let's have a replay. Frank sorted a replay. This is a cracking replay, Frank. Thanks for this. This is brilliant racing. Ollie West there in the lead, the yellow cart. Look at that. And we'll try and get a handle on what happens behind the 2 leaders, actually. As there, we've got Wainwright. Oh, is that all we've got? All right. I thought we were going to get... I thought I was waiting for the BBC there,
That wouldn't be a replay. That'd be half an hour replay.
That's right. I thought I was going to... Yes,
but if you are watching on YouTube, you can replay it yourself.
That's true.
You can just wind it back live, watch it, and then you can catch up live again during these exciting parts here where we're chatting, waiting for things to clear, the track to be cleared for various situations.
Right, I want to make an official announcement,
Oh,
Nick.
blimey,
This
yeah.
is the...
Are you pregnant?
This is the last of our first heats. After this one, which is Intermax, we go into the second round of heats. So we're rattling through them, and it's so easy to do that in the Kart Championship. I have no idea. I don't care. If the racing's going to be like that, I'll race till 10 o'clock. Thank you very much. That's how much of a geek I am. Right, Intermax next. Intermax out on the Vegas for the first time. I think it's Intermax on Vegas or Mojos. I need to check that. I'm going to shut up about tyres then until I find out.
And the tyres?
And the tyres, yes. So, Josh Cormack was the winner at Wilton Mill, with second place Jason Sale, and then third place was Adam Turacek. Round 2 at Glenagores was won by Max Gilman, with Jensen Sale another second step of the podium from him. JJ Plowman was the third step of the podium at Glenagores. The championship looks like this. Max Gilman leads, with Jensen Sale on second. I'm not even going to mention the points because there's hardly any of that in that with 3 rounds to go. JJ Plowman is third, RV Bacon fourth, Fraser Anderson is 5th. Thomas Jackson 6th. Then we've got Nathan Edwards, Drew Davidson, Oscar Roach and George Ralston. Absolutely all to play for. Absolutely all to play for. Let's have a look at the grid then.
Someone's spun on the outlap.
For Intermax qualifying, if I can just get that up on my screen. And I've lost it. And I'll get an idea of the grid. It's Riley Murrow who is up there.
Man looking at screen there.
I've got it. I was really confused there, Nick, which is not uncommon. No. Riley Murrow, Max Gilman, 53.075 was the pole time. Max Gilman, a 53.084. That's how close they are.
Ridiculous.
JJ Lowe, who we speak to in the paddock show as well. Tune in for an interview with JJ Lowe. He's 3rd with Jensen Sale alongside. Row 3 is Drew Davidson and Adam Turicek. JJ Plowman and James Fabricus are on row 4. Then we've got Fraser Anderson, Sebastian Clark, George Ralston, Jensen Walker, Jensen White, Jack Moss and Sandro Kemp round off this 15-cart field of Intermax drivers. We're going to get this race underway for the first time.
No.
Heat number 1.
No, they're going round again.
It's a false start. Not many of these so far.
But they take a minute off. So it's not like normally they get a full start, they get the full 8 minutes. They lose a minute each time there's a full start.
Ah, yes, they do, don't they? Yes. So they're going round.
What are you doing? Joe's leaving me. Oh well. So he's asking a tyre question. Let's ask a tyre question. You go, what tyre are they on?
What? Well, the tyre scrutiny is from Cumbria, so he could understand me. We're from the north up here. Well, in the north, be careful what you say, mate. You southerners. Right, here we go. They're on Mojos. I had a brain breakdown there, thinking they were. It's only the cadet classes that have gone to Vegas, isn't it? Here we go. Then let's have another go at this. They've just come out of the gasworks, and towards the horseshoe now. We'll see the carts. They're formed up nicely. They've got a nice little pace. It depends on where they accelerate. Now, Dan Ashton's the starter, and he's quite a pedant on clean starts. And he does a cracking job every week for the kart championship. I must like that one. That is a lovely one. No, still. Now there's something. There's something annoying. There's something annoying, Dan. There is something annoying, Dan, and I think that might be where they choose to accelerate.
Right. Normally, when you've had 2 full starts, they park you up and have a chat with you, don't they?
Yes. That could happen, Nick. That still might happen.
I thought visually that was a great start, so obviously you're right. It must have been too quick.
Yeah. He's. There seems to be a trend for slowing the pace down to almost stoppage.
I assume if there is a start and incident, it will therefore take place at a lower speed and be less dangerous.
Exactly right, and I think that's what Dan is looking for.
Someone needs to do the kind of the big standby hug with a big hand waving situation where you go, slow down.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be there's one of the officials there going to
give it a slow down.
Yeah, there he is. You'll see him gesticulate and just slow it down. That's fine. That pace through the horseshoe, we see that's fine. However, Dan wants to see that to the acceleration point. And if you when they come out of the final turn, you see that pace there, absolutely fine.
But
you've got to keep that pace to the acceleration point, because if you accelerate just coming out the final turn, the tail of the field is still going through the turn.
The interesting point is he didn't lose another minute for that second full start.
Ah, right, interesting. Right, here we go. Now there's the acceleration cone. See the orange cone?
No again.
We've still got the false start flag flying, or have we? It's gone out, Nick.
Oh,
I think we're racing.
Mistake. Okay, yes. The flag shouldn't have been there. We are up and running.
That is the leader there.
138,
Riley
Murrow, yep. He's going for the 169 Max Gilman, so it is. And there's a little pop out there, battle for third with Jensen Sale trying to get back his original position.
Side by side there, Max Gilman trying round the outside. I'm not quite sure that will work, because he's going to, and he's disadvantaged himself, hasn't he?
Yep. Down they go to the top 2 broken away in those first few corners. This is a shortened race.
The top 8, is it?
The top 2 had broken away.
Yeah, they've
and now they haven't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't even
Certainly
count them.
4.
Here they come.
Could be more. So
First
down
time.
the line. Who's going to duck behind the nose cone? Everyone hunkers down a little bit. Someone's ducking, but interestingly, the leader, Riley Moreau, was very happy just to sit there, cutting the air aside for the following karts.
This is great racing from Intermax. Now, these karts are the same engine as Micromax, but a little bit less air restriction, so they're much, much quicker in a straight line. They punch out of the corner. In fact, we talked to Jack Moss, who's running at the tail of this field at the moment, and we've got challenges through the second of the Sennas.
Yeah, the 148 was a big loser. JJ Lowe was a big, big loser. He's had a slight issue there, and he's now trying to get up the inside. But yeah, so 148 lost a little bit out there. And you've now got a stream of cars, but it's currently Moreau from Gilman. 48 Lowe is now, I think, down in 4th, maybe even 5th, actually.
We've got a driver that's joined us, Nick.
It's Eddie.
Eddie's joined us for the last 5 minutes of this Intermax race. So Eddie Stewart, one of our junior Primo drivers, is going to join in. Eddie, come and join us. This Intermax race is getting really interesting. We'll talk to you about your race at the checkered flag of this one. Riley Moreau, Max Gilman, they've just pulled a little bit of a lead. There's the third place kart there of Adam Turacek, who's just gone ahead now of Drew Davidson. So getting very, very tight out there.
Very tight, it looks like. It looks like the 112 kart might be gaining to Drew Davidson.
That's actually, he's gotten by him now, Ed. I know you've just come in. Let's get a grip of this. So he's actually ahead of Drew Davidson. So what you've just described there, got a little push there, I think, is
down the inside.
Yeah, Turacek having a go at that's him. That's Drew Davidson coming back. What was that?
If I'd said that half a lap earlier.
I know, you were right. You were absolutely right. Drew Davidson was coming back at him. Cracking racing.
Is that another car down the inside? Who's that?
JJ Lowe.
JJ Lowe again. Adam Turacek losing it massively that lap.
He's going to have to chase after him. This is where the battle is now. This is 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th there, what we're watching. The two leaders are battling equally as hard, but this is where the action is. Another move.
Again, another move. Adam Turacek again losing positions.
That's Jensen Seal around the outside. He's got the number 191 of James Fabricas coming at him as well.
Will he have a look down the inside into the bend? No, not enough room there. Or has he done it? No,
I don't know. He hasn't.
I don't think he hasn't.
No, he has not. So 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Turacek now back down to 6th. He was 4th going into that lap. And we are inside the second half. The leaders are already through. Riley Moreau leads. Max Gilman second. The battle there. Drew Davidson. Now JJ Lowe right on his tail. Through the dog leg. Out towards St John's.
It's getting close between... It's getting close between the backpack as well. You can see the 191 is gaining to the back of the pack. While they're all battling, they're leading karts to catch up. And I reckon this is going to be a 7-kart train.
I was just checking where your mum's gone. Disappeared. So this is cracking racing, Ed. This is what we come to see, isn't it? These karts absolutely nose to tail. So you are Drew Davidson, right? You're at the front of that field. You have to drive looking forward, but how conscious are you of the karts behind you at this stage?
Yeah, you can almost hear them double revving. You can hear it. And you'll be able to see them if you're Drew Davidson now. He'll be able to see the car in front of him because he's just been overtaken. Yeah,
so that was JJ Lowe coming back at Davidson. You Drew Davidson now. You're chasing down JJ Lowe. He's on the Thule Motorsport livery. However, he's been run here by his dad. We interviewed JJ in the paddock show. Drew Davidson under pressure now, though. So you're chasing after the kart in front of you, but you've got to be aware of who's behind you.
Very aware.
And he's about to lose the position, Ed.
Through Gas Monkeys they go, and they've lost out, and that was airborne. That's Adam Turacek who's gone airborne there for a few seconds, and he's lost about 3 places as well. We'll have a replay of that. That was a nasty one.
That's so easy to do, though, isn't it? Does that hurt when you land like that? Because I think he was about a foot in the air, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's more of a shock than a hurt, to be honest.
Yeah, the shock of it. Yes, I think you're right. So the 171 there is JJ Plowman. and the 170 Drew Davidson. They are teammates with ST Racing, John Stewart's team here, as we've got Alex Moss pulling off on the number 133 into the pits with a problem. Sorry, Jack Moss, not Alex Moss. Jack Moss pulling off. The True Performance Motorsport problems for them.
Is there a strategy at this point between
Do you think so?
these two cars? Are they too young for that, or?
Well, we thought that last weekend in another series, and it turns out when I spoke to him on the podium, he basically said he deliberately held up the carts behind so his teammate could disappear. So we're not getting that at the moment. JJ Plowman and Drew Davidson, ST Racing's two teammates, absolutely flat chat, aren't they?
Full speed through there. I think that 191 looks pacey, but I'm not sure whether he'll have enough time to catch up to Drew Davidson.
Yeah, I think
James
time running
Fabricas.
out.
Riley Morrow has pulled a small gap. 1/10. That's not a small gap at all.
Well, isn't it? That to
Is
me is, isn't it? No? Well, it's not actually, Ed. You're right,
It's not.
because when you
You
look
can
on
lose
the
that.
track, they're absolutely nose to tail, just like these two are, the two ST Racing drivers, nose to tail. They are going to see the one lap to go board this time by at the front, so maybe Nick, if we can, Frank, if we can check out the leaders who are equally as close as that midfield battle down the order into turn one. That's our leaders there, Ed.
169 car of Max Gilman looks to be close, but he's actually pulled a gap. Riley Morrow has 3/10 compared to our 1/10 last lap. But he might gain on the straights and through the corners. But there is JJ Lowe, who's dispatched Jensen Sale.
So how many opportunities has he got now, though, this being the last lap? Surely the Gasworks is his only hope?
Gasworks that'll be his only last chance. Through Gasworks, there you go. Riley Morrow from Max Gilman and JJ Lowe. I think Riley Morrow's held on. He has.
He has, through the horseshoe, into the final turn, then Paddock. Who's it going to be, Ed, across the line? I'll let you take them through.
Riley Morrow takes the win here for the first heat into Max, followed by Max Gilman and JJ Lowe in the top three. Max Jensen Sale and JJ Plowman, followed by Drew Davidson, Alan Churchak, James Fabricas, Fraser Anderson, Sebastian Clark, Jensen White, George Russell, Sandro Kemp, Jack Moss and Jensen Walker 8 laps behind.
Great stuff then for the Intermax first heat for them. We've concluded our first heats. We're going to the second round of heats now. Eddie Stewart alongside me. Eddie, who was in the Junior Primo race, Ed, and I thought you had a bit of a busy race there. We just missed you off the camera, moving through, I think, to 5th at the end. Was that right?
Yeah, that was P5 on Alfie Forrester in the final lap.
So great race. Enjoy it?
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, well, it always is.
Yeah, it always
so
is.
Your first race at Warden Law, that was. You came here a couple of weeks ago and had a practice, and I remember you saying to me that you found it was a hard track.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest, I think.
Is that physically, you mean?
It's physical at the end of the day. It is, yeah.
Yeah,
You sort of get your neck coming through the horseshoe at the end. It's sort of dangling up the car, and you're thinking, when's it over, when's it over?
You know what? When I do commentate about the horseshoe, I say it's never ending. Is that what it feels like?
It does, yeah. It's like, God, this is turning a lot. It's turning a long time.
You're almost going back on yourself. And then the thing about it, the last corner, that's really important for you as a driver, isn't it?
Yeah, if you get that last corner right, it sets you up massively for that straight. And that's everything into turn one.
So what do you think of turns 1, 2? First turn, Brian's Bend, and then the dog leg. That first turn there, it's a bit daunting when you first get out there, isn't it?
Yeah, turn one is, it is daunting, but it reminds me of Mansell, the Mansell circuit at turn one, where you sort of got to lock your rear ends and get through.
Yeah, Dunkerswell, Ed. It's called Dunkerswell. We get wrong for calling it Mansell. Yeah, and then the dog leg. I've had the dog leg. I was told by a very renowned karter that the dog leg section over there to our left here in the box is one of the most trickiest and most technical parts of any kart track anywhere. Would you agree? Is it a tricky one?
No, I wouldn't, no.
You find it a bit easier?
Yeah, it's not the hardest complex, I don't think.
Just right under, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost 90 degrees.
So you have got another heat today, and then 2 super heats tomorrow. You must, everybody, your dad, Mark, and your mum, Laura, running you this weekend. You guys must be pretty happy with that 5th spot, because you found, if you look at the pace that you... All right, I'm not talking about being... What were we, the first run that you had? You were about, 5 seconds off the pace, but then you were, 3/10 off the fastest time here 2 weeks ago on that practice day. You're right on the pace here in Junior Primo. That must bode well for a good run for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, it shows we got pace, we have race pace, and it's at this track it's more of overtaking than outright pace, and the toe is massive down these straights.
Is it really? Yeah, you're really feeling it.
Yeah, you see in qualifying I didn't get so much of a toe, so I was sort of lacking. That's why I was starting 8th, not any higher up.
Right, okay. So your job for the rest of, certainly today, is to improve on that.
Yeah, to improve on on the racecraft and getting behind a fast driver. Well, and overtaking them, obviously.
Yeah. Eddie, well, thank you very much. I'll let you hand back your headset and appreciate your insight into your race. I'll thank you very much.
Hang on, he's got his own fan club.
Oh, he's got his fan.
Sherwin Aviation is saying hi, Eddie. Do you know who Sherwin Aviation? Oh, no, they are. They're a fan.
Eddie's dad's a pilot.
Hi, Eddie.
Who is that?
Zach. It's Zach, apparently.
Zach from school.
Zach from school. Well done, 5th in road.
Why has he got a handle?
Who knows?
Who knows? So hi, Eddie's saying hi, Zach. Any more?
No, that was for now.
All right, sorry, mate. No girls as well. Sorry, mate. We're trying our best for the
May happen. You never can tell.
Thanks for popping in, mate. Pop back and see us tomorrow if you have any time, and do that again, eh? Yeah, brilliant. Always nice to talk to a driver, just like pro racing when we have a guest driver in the booth, Nick.
I like those, especially because we get to sit down for 10 minutes.
You did, yeah. Did you have a tongue to here?
No, I was just trying to work out a couple of. There's one. Everything's fabulous, but there's one thing that's not working.
The coffee?
No, just.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Well, we've got our second heat of the day for Junior Rotax. Kasper Tomaszewski, our reigning champion, once again on the pole position. Leon Barlow, Addison Smith, Andrew Dixon, Charlie Very, John J. Buchan. We had a cracking race to kick things off for this class earlier on, and we're about to kick off heat number 2. Off they go into turn 1. The 2 X-Karts on the right-hand side of the picture there. But it's the 2 ST racing carts slotting in behind Tomaszewski, and it'll be Tomaszewski who leads. That's Addison Smith. And I think, was that Charlie Very or Andrew Dixon?
The 299 who spun there. That was Matt Scott who spun at the back on the X-Kart. But nice little gap there. You've got a kind of comfort gap. It's the same 3. It's 3 of the drivers you saw. Actually, Liam Barlow wasn't at the front of the last one, was he? He was 4th and 5th.
No, it's Tomaszewski, Addison Smith,
yeah,
and Charlie Very. The
so
first, that's your top 3.
Where's Barlow?
I have no idea where Leon Barlow's went.
He started. I was watching. When they all went past, the guy who spun, I just watched him. Like,
yeah, no. Well, I focused on the lead, you mate.
Yeah, that's your job. Yeah. I'm colour love.
You just
in colour.
You just follow the action. We've got a cart, 2 carts off at the second centres. That's not going to affect the leaders, who now race across the line and into turn 1 for the second time. And I can confirm it's Tomaszewski, Smith, Addison Smith, that is, Charlie Very, Andrew Dixon, Leon Barlow down to 5th from the front row of the grid. Ben Horner, Logan Howes, Marcel Popico, 9th is John J. Buchan, and James Kell is the driver that rounds off the top 10. We've got yellow flags at the first of the centres.
And the second as well.
And the second, that's for the instant at the second centre. So all of that is a yellow flag area. We've got green lights shining into the chicane. So now we go racing again.
Yeah, there's a carts off on both sides of the centre, second centre, coming at the entry and the back side. They just about cleared the second one. It's the first one that's a problem, so that may be yellow flag for a bit longer. No, the flag's gone. It's going to be green next time they go. It's currently still, it's currently still flashing for in. Anyway, they'll get that in a minute, because down the straight coming our top 3, and it's Tomaszewski with that red and white cart behind the 2 very similar livery by their teammates of Addison Smith and Charlie Very, but Addison Smith in the blue overalls, Charlie in the colour coordinated overalls. So he's obviously had an exciting time just choosing things exactly the same colour as he wanted.
Tricky to pull away from this lead battle, isn't it? There's lots of action all the way down the field. If you're here at the track, you can see that for yourselves right now, though. These 3 at the front of the field going at it absolutely nose to tail. Yeah,
because you've got basically, you've got this, that top 3 have split away, and then the next 3 are having a battle with then there's a gap, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carts having a battle. So yeah, I mean, typical junior road tax. They have packed out quite quickly, got in these little groups I think it seems to me that 3 appears to be enough, Joe, to get the slipstream advantages. You've got a group of 3, you appear to be able to pull away from or maintain distance in a larger group. For the airflow, those 3 go underneath us again. And then it's the next 4 who are running together, and that is Barlow, Dixon, Horner and Howes. That's Logan Howes in the 2-5-5. But the top 3 turn in through St John's again into the centre 1. It's green flag all the way around this Warden Law circuit now. 200 metres long, longest circuit that we visit, I believe. We were turning this conversation. I think it's the longest circuit we visit during the course of the year. Of course, if the Bambinos do have a special round at PFI, so they will be at the longest circuit of all. How long does it take a Bambino to a lap of PFI? Must take about a minute and a half. This is 1,200 metres here.
Hard to pull away from this 3-card battle for the lead. Championship contenders, both of these drivers. Winners of round 1 and 2 there, right there. Tomilewski and Addison Smith. They shared the spoils at round 1 at Wilton Mill and sharing the spoils at Glenagores.
Yep.
As they continue on. Charlie Very keeping a watching brief. I think this is going to stay the same, Nick, so maybe we look back towards where there is any kind of...
Well, I'm not quite sure about that.
I'm not sure, no, not at all.
Decided he was going to give it a little bit of a shifty at that point.
I know, always tricky.
Let's use the hairpin to drop back to the next battle, Frank. So we'll just watch these 3 through, then just hold the shot. Oh no, it's the lead change.
There's the lead change.
Well,
just
there we go. And
yep.
Second and third. Well, see, we're trying for you all, but they changed the lead. But then Tomilewski drops back to second into the path of Charlie. Do you think they can hear? It must be too noisy to hear the PA and know they're playing with us. Plants over the shoulder from Smith.
You want to know if the drivers can hear?
Obviously they can't. I'm saying, but if they could,
they can't. Of course they can't.
No, I realise that.
Oh, they're about to go off shot.
So I'm trying to paint a picture here,
all right, okay.
And you're coming back with some actual facts.
We do get a lot of disgruntled viewers who say, "Oh, you only focus on the front." And, well, yeah,
because they're battling.
You've got to focus on what the important
they're not disgruntled.
Bit of a race is.
They're not disgruntled. They're misguided.
Well, yes, this is a race.
But actually, let's give it a go this time round. So when they come round the hairpin, let these top 3 go, and then we'll pick up the next group, which is I think 3, maybe even 4 actually. So
yeah, so I think this is an inter-team battle of
now, was that Barlow go past very well? They've had an absolute muck about there, those 2. I couldn't tell you who came out at the lead.
It's 2-2-5 of Andrew Dixon, who is at the front
up to
of
4th
that
now, is he?
Yeah, now...
He wasn't. Yeah, so Dixon took Barlow, Horner and Howes. He got behind him, Buck and Poppercool. Top 3 still in the same order. This bunch also now calming down a little bit. I think actually it was because Dixon managed to get a little bit of a lead over his fellow X-Kart driver Leon Barlow. And they come into centre 1, exit it, and then to centre 2. And you see the top 3 will flash just underneath the bottom of the timing bar on your screen there. So it's the battle of the X-Karts there for the 4th, 5th place. Ben Horner, the privateer, next up, and then Logan Howes, who was with KMS, Cato Motorsport there. That 3rd kart, or the 4th kart actually in the picture. Now once again, these 4 chasing each other round. We'll keep a wary eye on what's happening at the front. Still Addison Smith leading. Tomilewski and Charlie Very following around. Tomilewski right on his rear bumper, but right now that's Andrew Dixon, Leon Barlow and Ben Horner eking away a little bit from Logan Howes. He's being left behind from the KMS driver there, just losing touch. But these 3 here for 4th, 5th and 6th could easily find themselves tripping over one another or indeed challenging. Well, there's been some comings and going at the front. Let's move back to the front 3 because they've actually half changed positions twice through the chicane for about, I think, something in the region of 4 metres. Tomilewski is back in the lead again then. Oh, really? Yes. So it does happen. Here we go across the line, 10 seconds on the clock. And it's going to be another 2 laps, would you believe, Tomilewski. Now, that was a defensive line by Addison Smith. He was absolutely desperate to keep Tomilewski behind him as they go into the dogleg, out of the dogleg, into St John's now. Charlie Very, you just know Charlie is sitting there. He's very familiar with Warden Law, as is the Addison Smith, both with local team, John Stewart's team, in the yellow and blue livery. But it's Tomilewski for KMS
in that second spot. The red and white liveried cart looking like a challenge at the gasworks, maybe.
Oh, he had a nibble at the back of him,
yes,
actually.
he absolutely did. I don't think that was hard enough for a nose cone.
No.
It was just kind of rested up on the back of Addison Smith. Smith being very at ease with that kind of common practice in karting. Here we go then, last lap board.
Leading in as far as he can. Will Smith be able to carry the momentum? He's got the lead to the first of the danger corners. Now coming up through the dog leg. Koleski. Look, I don't actually think that Vary's got. I mean, he's going to prove me wrong. I don't think Charlie Vary's got the pace to get past. So he's waiting for a opportunist mistake or coming together these first two.
He's got
semi-defensive for the 215. This is causing problems to pass. We've seen Tom Leski get back up for the second part of the centre. Not this time. Looking around the inside in the chicane. It's the red and white of Tom Leski, sandwiched by the blue and the yellow cars of Smith and Vary. Smith leading the moment with the all blue overalls, and they come down to the gasworks for the final time. This is sort of the final chart. Oh, completely out of shape there.
Defensive line though, he had to brake a little bit harder for the inside line. He's keeping Tomaszewski and Vary behind him though. Into the last few corners now, into paddock turn through the right hand hairpin. It will be Addison Smith who takes the checkered flag first, and right on his bumper, Tomaszewski, a tenth of a second. Charlie Vary, another tenth of a second behind them. And it was Andrew Dixon, Ben Horner eventually getting by Leon Barlow for fifth. Leon Barlow, sixth place. Logan House, seventh. James Kell, Marcel Popical, John J. Buchan was 10th. And then behind them, Jack Robinson, Oliver Fabricas, Gregor Reed, Harry Hurst Grover, Ewan House, Jensen Pritchard finishes in 16th. And then Emily Cooper down the order. There's the final runners there on the timing bar at the side of the screen. As the heats conclude for junior Rotax.
Oh, they can go and lie down and get some waterproofs on.
Yeah, that's it. That's them done for the day in that class. We've got Micromax coming next for their second heat of the weekend, Nick. And I'm just going to get Micromax qualifying up. We had the hard to beat Alfie Mayer on the pole position with Logan Rolfe alongside. Now Austin Orman starts in third place on the second row. He had a nightmare start to his first heat. He will not want to repeat that as he starts alongside Benedictus Masiokas. Third row will be Lucas Kikotti and Alfie Garrett. Heat 1, let's just check on the result of the first of the Micromax Heat 1. Well, the first heats, I should say. And of course, Alfie Mayer, as I said, just over 3 seconds was the gap at the end of the race. And then we had Benedictus Masiokas through in second. Logan Rolfe took third. Alfie Garrett was fourth. If you remember, Nick, Sebastian Crawford and Austin Orman moving ahead of Elijah West right there on the final lap. A great finish for Sebastian Crawford, only in his third round of the Kart Championship on the Micromax. He's the current club champion here on the Bambino, though. Completely different animal. And you'll hear Seb in the paddock show tell us all about the differences in the Micromax kart in comparison to that Bambino that he won here in the club championship in 2023. So, as ever, Nick, competitive karting is the order of the day here in this championship. And the Micromax Championship, just to remind everybody.
Just remember, of course, they are rescuing 2 karts.
Yeah.
From the last heat, who obviously went off at the furthest point away from the paddock, which was coming out of centre 2.
So Wilton Mill, round 1, was won by Logan Rolfe, with Alfie Mayer second. Benedictus Masiokas was third. Round 2 at Gleneagles was Alfie Mayer taking the win from Dian Singh Pal. And in third place was Benedictus Masiokas. That has left Alfie Mayer coming into this weekend in the lead of the championship. Now, points awarded for the amalgamation of the two heat result. The result of the 2 heats this afternoon give you a maximum of 40 points. That you would have to win both heats to get that 40 points. And then tomorrow's super heats will be again amalgamated to give you a points haul of a maximum of 60. And then the final, the all-important final, which is where the trophies are awarded, that's got a maximum points haul of 100 points. You then get 95 for second and 92 for third. I'm not going to go anywhere near the competitions for the championship at this stage. Instead, whilst these carts get hauled in, we'll have a look at the calendar going forward, Nick. We've got a bit of a breakthrough May in the kart championship, and we've got to wait all the way until towards the end of June for round 4. We head across to the other side of the country, to the northwest area of England, to Rowrah. Did I mention Rowrah was the first track that I ever raced on?
Rowrah?
Yeah,
no,
my first ever race.
You've only mentioned that 9 to 11,000 times.
Ah, right.
So
okay.
it's lucky. I
so
believe.
It's okay to mention it again then.
Well, I think we managed to capture the undiscovered tribes in the Amazon last week. So this week we're going for the deepest, darkest Congo, and see if we can get those as well.
Right, I'm sure. I'll send them a note. The championship concludes at Fulbeck in the middle of July. Fulbeck in Lincolnshire, an old school airfield track that...
Please have resurfaced it, not the track, the entry road.
The entry road, yeah. We'll be getting there on Wednesday and get through the gates by Friday morning.
It is that is a bit of a problem, to put it mildly. But they know it's a problem. It's fine. Might be going there twice. For the winter series as well.
Yeah, well, there is a possibility of that.
But that's still on the TBA.
TBA, yeah. The winter series is after the summer championship, of course. So out on the track then, we've got the Micromax field, Alfie Mayer, Logan Rolfe, Austin Oman, Benedictus Masiokis, all to play for. And points towards the grids for the... I forgot to mention there, as well as amalgamating the results for these two heats, we also form the grid for the super heats.
Ooh.
So where you finish in that points table from the results of both of these first heats, you form the grid going into both of tomorrow's super heats. So you want to finish as high up as you can to give yourself a good grid position for those two events. Nicely formed.
Perfectly formed
grid. As I say that, a straggler appears on the bottom of the screen, right off the main field. Now, whether we will get racing or whether we will send them round again to give that straggler a chance to catch up, all depends on the conduct of this race start.
Yes.
And as they slow the pace, the tail ender is catching up. We'll wait and see as they cross the line. We're just out of view of the lights. We look towards the light boards. We are indeed racing. And it's everybody barreling into turn. We've got a cart off. It's Seb Crawford. Sebastian Crawford gets a little knock there. All a learning experience for the youngster. The Hunter Motorsport driver, despondent, sat in his car just in front of our window. Meanwhile, the race continues. And it looks like it's the number 15 of Alfie Mayer once again taking up the cudgels of that lead.
Yeah, got another cart off. The 96 cart went as well that time. That's Albie J. Stubbs coming into St John's. So it's been a kind of a bit of a bash and crash. I'm not quite sure what Sebastian's doing at that point. He's sitting there. I mean, I suppose he's waiting for a marshal.
He's not allowed to move. He's doing what he should. He's doing what he should, and he's finally getting some assistance.
I'm surprised the assistance didn't come from the scrutineering side, which is way closer.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
check he's all right.
They're not allowed, though. They're not allowed to do that.
We've gone into full course yellow. Battenberg.
Right, we've got a Battenberg for this cart being recovered. Sebastian will be pushed back into the Parc Fermé. I'm not sure if his engine's stopped, and that's after that brilliant run in Heat 1 to 5th place. He's going to take a DNF. And that's a really unfortunate set of circumstances for the youngster. He's just this is the lad, remember, who we interview in our paddock show. The Bambino champion here at Warden Law for 2023 is now out of the race after a great 5th place finish in Heat 1. The positions are Alfie Mayer in 1st, Logan Rolfe in 2nd, Lewis Kirkcaldy 3rd, Alfie Garrett is 4th. Then we've got Austin Oman from Benedictus Masiokis, Elijah West in 7th, Buddy Hugo 8th, Freddie Blackshaw up to 9th, and then we've got George Swire rounding off the top 10, Lewis Herbertson, Matthew Lilly Victor Poppercull, Jack Mellon, Chloe McGill 15th, Xavier Ramsey 16th. The Battenberg can go out at any time.
Is effectively the virtual safety car, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. Well, if you're wondering what the Battenberg flag is, it's the yellow and black squares. So you've got the flag split into four.
I actually had some Battenberg cake very recently. I'd forgotten how sweet it is.
It's the marzipan around the outside.
It's so sweet.
Yeah. So what that means is,
and as you've very slowly under control.
Virtual safety car is what you mentioned there, Nick.
Code 6, you're a Creventic fan?
It basically means that the leader has to slow the pace to half race speed, and the rest of the field box up behind them. Now then, they should be ready. We do get the green flag waving, so the lights go green, the flag waves, and we are racing once again. And Alfie Mayer defending his line into turn one from Logan Rolfe. He hangs on to it as everybody streams through. He has hung on to it at the dog leg. Meanwhile, behind him, the number 19, Lewis Kokori, under immense pressure from Alfie Garrett. Austin Allman just taking a watching brief on that as well. Austin not really under any threat from Benedictus Masiokas, so he can rest on that one and just chase after Alfie Garrett, as the leaders are already out of the second of the centre hairpins.
So they are down to less than half race distance now, down to 3:39. Mayer from Rolfe, and Kokori from Garrett. Oman, who lost positions at the start, but looking now to make them up again. In fact, he's there about to lose one, actually. I think that was Benedictus Masiokas who's coming close to him. But they turn around again, and it's the white helmet of Alfie Mayer leading, and I think he's extended that lead, which of course was nothing, because they were run down together. At the end of the first rolling lap we've had, he's got 0.3 of a second from Logan Rolfe with the white cart, and then it's the mostly pink machine of Lewis Kokori after that in the 19 machine.
That's how quickly it can change, because Benedictus Masiokas was nowhere near Austin Oman. Now he's right on his bumper, and Oman likewise right on the bumper of Alfie Garrett. This is the battle we're going to watch here, Nick. The number 19 from the 42, that's Lewis Kokori, who's in third place. Logan Rolfe in that blue and white, the Ambition Motorsport driver. I think he's Ambition, or is he Synergy? I'm going to check that.
But what I am seeing is Alfie
Mayer's
making a breakaway. He's getting away, Mayer.
Yeah, he did that before, didn't he?
Rolfe, we seem to have, from that angle, he's in the world's most reclined driving position ever. Seems like he's kind of cruising down the street in Los Angeles with a car which is on pneumatics bouncing up and down.
I'm just going to get a look at that, actually. So the Synergy team know exactly what they're doing with these cadet classes. He leans forward, just so I can't see. Leans forward in the cart. Alfie Mayer leads, though. And then Logan Rolfe second. Kokori, Garrett, Oman, Masiokas. No change there. And these keeping sort of in their order. The race time has just ebbed away, hasn't it, with that Battenberg flag slowing down the field. There's the number 12 through on Oman. So the number 12, the overtaking Austin Oman. Oman coming back.
Came back at it, yep.
So the 1-2 and the 2-1 swapping positions.
And losing out of it, because they've lost the back of fourth placed Alfie Garrett. Then we're getting back again, I would think.
How many times do we say that?
But Mayer putting on a bit of a demonstration here. He's got a couple of tenths. He appears to have a couple of tenths on most of the drivers. He's going to pull out a couple of tenths on each lap.
He did in E1 though, didn't he? He did in E1. Everybody was beginning to, allowing Mayer to just pull away.
So the 3-4 is where the action's at the moment, which is the 19 and 42. Kokori and Garrett, both kind of similar liveried carts, but it's the red helmet against the light green and orange. But interestingly, around that top part of the dogleg, suddenly a bit of extra pace there from Austin Oman. Suddenly made this a 4-cart train.
Maybe that Masiokas move has kind of woken Austin up. It would be remiss of me not to mention Austin's dad, who I remember racing here when he was a kid. So former British champion, former British Super 1 champion, Tristan Oman. He's here running Austin. He was talking to me the other day. He said, every time you mention Austin, you mention me. I said, well, it's only right.
That's very
big part of the history here. One of the best drivers to have come out of Warden Law is Tristan Oman.
Because Warden Law in its previous iteration. How long was this track shut from competition karting?
7 years. Wow. Track didn't change. The facility was here. Just the then owner wasn't interested in competition karting, so it was just basically a hire kart venue. And now big thanks to Matt Hunter once again and the Hunter family for doing what they've done. You see massive developments here.
More.
Yeah, you see massive developments here. Just
And I'd like to thank them personally that they're building a toilet block much nearer the media centre, because it's a very long run currently, isn't it? Literally.
Lewis Kikori choosing the moment to be defensive to keep Garrett behind. Garrett not really in a position to have a challenge. These four, bit of a stalemate here on the penultimate lap. It's going to be 1 lap to go, Bod, for Alfie Mayer next time through.
So I'm now going to say something to make things better. This has been quite a turgid race so far. So now I've said it, should should explode.
It actually, you know what, Nick? It kind of has and it hasn't. That has shown potential. That train of karts has showed massive potential from the very outset. Yes, they're spaced out, but look at that. Having to drive defensive. Kikori there defending the line through the number 19 and the 42. They're onto the last lap. They know what's at stake.
Some good. Yeah, I mean, it is very tight. You're absolutely right. It's not as black and white as I'm making it out to be.
And if you consider, Nick, Kikori up from 15th on the grid.
Well, I didn't know that. That's very impressive, actually.
Yeah, to be in third place.
Is that a move through then?
It is.
Yeah, and bounced out has gone the 42. Just coming round, and then he's just going to get up the
That's
inside.
Orman down the inside there.
Good move.
Yeah, and the number 42 just hung out to dry, wasn't he? Alfie Garrett, nowhere to go. That's allowed the zip cart of Masiokas in there as well. It's going to be a checkered flag flying for Alfie Mayer. We stick with this one, though, as Alfie takes the checkered flag. Logan Rolfe through in second. Lewis Kikori, what a grid drive that was from where he started. Austin Orman will come in fifth. And then we had Benedictus Masiokas not that far behind. Alfie Garrett was sixth. Buddy Hugo, Elijah West, George Swire, Chloe McGill rounds off the top 10. And there's the rest of the field there on the timing board on the screen. So we've got next, Nick, we've got the final Mighty Bambinos, groups A and C, out next. These are the electric karts with a standing start, which means we've got another parents' race to look forward to.
Well, sometimes they've been playing.
If they get into it.
We just need, we do kind of need a little bit more. If tomorrow, if you could bring some sort of bibbage with a different colour, your name on the backpack, but just get like a whole of netball bibs, like wing attack and goal.
I know, I thought that, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
We should run eliminators, and then eventually have a final, then the super final between the winner of the electric and the winner of the comas. Yeah. Oh, out again.
Away they go then. Yeah, this one's the electric Bambinos.
There's an impressive beard in second place. Come on, let's see that one. See that beard fly in the wind.
That is an impressive beard.
That is an impressive beard, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, there they go then, just edging away there.
No, there's one person who really wants to go for it.
That's MP coaching once again, taking out the lead.
Now, see, he really wants to win, but he doesn't want to be seen like he really wants to win.
Yes, he wants to.
So he wants to be nonchalant and victorious. Oh, it's come back to them. Oh, he's doing it backwards. He's doing it backwards.
He's just showing off now.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, Apollo tyres. Apollo tyres.
With the hat. He's won one already. It's a good chance.
They're
waiting to go. Beard in four. It's Apollo tyres.
He's lulling him into a sense of security as he's just showing off.
Tempting him.
Just running
skipping
backwards.
Around.
Running backwards is just showing off.
What I like is they're all too cool for school, but they all actually want to win.
Actually, I've got the officials on the radio now. Disqualification for running backwards. It's not a backward running race, this one.
He taunted them. That was the problem. A lot of hands in pockets. Brave choice of shorts by the man there, currently running about fourth in this weather.
That is very brave. That is very, very brave, mate.
Yeah, I don't think... there we go. Super beard action. Yes.
Second place.
Second place. And, hang on, I'm hearing now, a contract to become the new Captain Birdseye. So, excellent result there.
He can get to you in here, you know.
He's laughing, it's fine.
He can get to you in here.
Yeah, but, I always feel murder on...
He looks a big fella as well.
Yeah, good point.
You're on your own there, mate.
I always feel that it's a very bad true crime podcast if you actually hear it being done.
Well, you're on your own, mate, if he wants to take up that mention. The electric carts have not been released yet. We're still...
We've got clearing up, are we? I can't see anything.
I'm not sure.
We're not under red flag, so not sure.
So qualifying saw, well, actually, we're better than qualifying. Let's see who won the.
But
the
don't
first
forget, they are all
couple of heats.
they all B and C and A.
Yes,
and
I know
B
they're all mixed up. So I'm gonna, we had 2 qualifying sessions. Oliver Woodall put in the fastest lap of the day with a 1 minute 11.239. In the same session, second quickest was Henry Hales, 1 minute 11.4. So they split basically. Fastest in Q2 is on the first row, alongside is the fastest in Q1, and it goes Q1, Q2, Q1, all the way down the order.
Okay.
So you've got a faster time on the second row of the grid than Ralph Martin. 1 minute 11.743 for Ralph Martin, and then you've got 1 minute 11.46 for Henry Hales. But Henry Hales has to start behind Oliver Woodall. So I'm going to read it out, and I'm not sure who it's groups A and C.
I probably would just wait for
this time. I'm going to wait until they appear.
Yeah.
Because I can make sense of it, but I'm not going to.
Alex01885 says, can we get a shout out for James Yappy, top mechanic from RCE?
RCE's top mechanic, James Yappy. He is the number 1 mechanic there. He is everyone's favourite.
Is there a number 2?
Yes, but yeah, James Yappy is the best.
He
best. Absolutely is the best, and everybody, will agree.
He's top spanner man.
Yeah, right. We've got them leaving the collecting area in some sort of order of semblance of order. Oliver Woodall leads the field round. Henry Hales is next. Heath Smith, and then Jesse Ploughman. Ollie West and Felix Tandy on row 3. Keep an eye on that one. Alfie Hennell and Frank Pearson, and then we've got Junior Wright, Maximilian Mikalski, Arthur Rhodes, Arthur Bath, Summer Upton and Nico Mohan, Kai Ergensoy, Hadley Jarvis and Ava Garrett. 17 carts, 17 electric carts are out on track.
And they are still a way away from getting round to the start finish. See, they are sweeping around the far end of the circuit, about to go into the Gasworks hairpin.
Remember, they don't have to form up in any grid order. They're going to be gridded at the start-finish straight. It's a light sequence that will start these carts, so a standing start. And, perhaps the main difference, Nick, between the electric-powered carts and the petrol engine C50 Bambinos, exactly the same cart, same tyres, same chassis size, same side pods, nose cones, same Lecon treaded tyres. But these electric carts fire off the line from the start.
It's that instant torque.
Much, much quicker.
Yeah, the instant torque. I mean, it's not, a small engine pushing not a lot of weight, but still a lot of weight for a 50cc. It's going to take a while to wind up. And don't forget, it's a single gear as well. So it's quite a lot of work for it to get rolling, whereas these things have got that instant torque ability of an electric motor. So they will just whiz off the line as fast as possible.
So they go from 0 revs to maximum revs, you mean, in the motor rotation?
No, if you think about it, to get the turning power from an IC engine, you need to get some revs into it. And if you look at a torque curve, it goes up.
The jet energy into the flywheel.
Yeah, it gets to, whereas these things have their maximum torque immediately at 0 revs, which is why the electric cars and carts launch off the line so well, if they have the grip, of course.
Well, we have got the lights coming on now. The grid is cleared. In fact, we are racing off the line. And off the line has gone Oliver Woodall. He squirts the cart across to the left, as in second place, just sorting themselves out there.
It's 18 in second at the moment from the 12.
That's Heath Smith, the number 12. Number 12?
There isn't a 12. Okay,
no.
Well, again, reading is not a strong point.
Do you want to borrow me glasses?
They're wrong tall.
Here we go then. Into St John's for the first time.
72? I don't know.
We'll wait until they get round, Nick, so we can sort out the numbers on the carts. Well, I can tell you the leader is very much Oliver Woodall on the number 40, and he is being followed round, and it's eking out a bit of a lead there as they get towards the first chicane, or the back chicane I should say, off towards
kerfufflage amongst the 5th, 6th and 7th carts.
So we've seen how closely these Bambino electric carts can battle it out. Felix Tandy there just going too wide into the Gasworks hairpin. The leaders have come together, and that is, still can't see from the bright sunshine. We need matte coloured number plates. Thank you very much.
We'll find out any second now who's behind Oliver Woodall.
Right, and here we go then. It's Heath Smith, the number 18.
Woodall's in second. Yeah, Woodall's in second.
Woodall's second.
Then
Ollie
West Crowman, Wright, Hales, Tandy's dropped back to 7th. Rhodes, Hennell, Pearson, Maximilian Michaels, Arthur Bath, and Summer Upton, Hadley Jarvis, Ava Garrett, Kai Ergenjoy and Nico Mohan. Everyone's still running. Most people have got a bit of a race.
I think we need a HD monitor. That's where it is. We
It
can't
is an
see
HD
the
monitor.
glare. Is it really?
Yes.
You can't. The glare off the
It's just-
reflective number plates.
I'll tell you what, I could tell you why that is, and then you'll go, oh,
Go on then.
nothing on air.
Sorry. All right. Okay.
It's because of Matt's grass.
Is it?
Yes.
What? Like, what do you mean?
What did Matt want a year ago?
Green
for the
grass.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
There you are.
Heath Smith leading towards the gasworks then. Oliver Woodall, he has gotten onto the rear bumper
Oh,
as they head round. There's more action behind these two, I think, Nick. We'll see if
no,
we
the
can...
first two.
Oh, a little bit of a sideways moment there for Oliver Woodall. He's trying to find a way by Heath Smith. Heath Smith's got pace, though, as they come across the line. 2 laps completed. We are just a half a minute off that half distance. They're lapping in the 1 minute 10s, so it's a long lap for these Bambinos. And look at that, Nick. Oliver Woodall literally moving from left to right through Brian's Bend. And that just shows, you can really just put these Bambino e-carts, the mighty carts, anywhere on the track and have a look and have a go.
Yeah, I mean, there's an interesting position. I think it's a weird thing, yeah, because you find out that if you throw a baby a newborn baby or a very young baby into water, it can swim. It's instinctive.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if you throw 6-year-olds into go-karts, they can race. It's instinctive. It's like
Yes.
no one's taught them to do this, but they're just naturally racing. And then the inside change for the lead, and up the inside goes Woodall. And does he keep it?
Yes, he does. The other thing that comes natural to these youngsters is the fact that they think they can just overtake anywhere, and they prove that they can, especially on the narrow track karts that are a Bambino, and they're so evenly matched, they're so underpowered that they literally can overtake where perhaps other karts can't. Now we've got Oliver Woodall pulling out that gap that he's been promising to do, finally gotten ahead of Heath Smith. Behind them is a 3-card battle.
Henry Hales has just nicked third
from Ollie West,
who I'm sure isn't going to want to be involved with that. And then you got Junior Wright as well there in the 11, which I think is that light blue Man City blue car. I'm not sure he's got Man City's budget.
Ollie West on dual driver duties again this weekend. He's not just out on the electric kart, he's out on the C50 petrol kart. We saw how great a race he had. Who's that coming alongside and just having a little conversation?
11 Junior Wright.
Junior Wright, he's alongside again. It looks like they were having a conversation, like the scene out of that Le Mans 66 movie with Matt Damon and what's his face? Having a chat across the...
Always happens. The first thing I do with a 1960s unsilenced race engine is have a chat.
The thing is, you could on a Might E.
Might E?
You
Might
could.
E, you wouldn't even raise your voice.
You can't, absolutely. You'd have a general conversation across kart. If you didn't have to wear a helmet, of course. That's a bit more tricky. So
fine.
Ollie West seems to have held back Junior Wright. Now, these two, just, being aware of one another, has allowed Henry Hales to pull a gap.
Yeah.
Oliver Woodall's gone,
No.
Heath Smith's gone with him, and then Henry Hales. Now coming back at them is Ollie West and Junior Wright.
Yeah, if they actually sit there, the slipstream really helps these e-carts, and he just got straight back on his tail by not fighting, looking over his shoulder. I couldn't even, that head movement, I couldn't even do that. That's the flexibility of a small child, isn't it?
He's only 6.
Yeah.
6, 7. Under 8, aren't they?
Yep.
Oh, a little bit too much curb for Junior right there. That's going to perhaps cost him a little bit of time. And as I say that, he proves me completely wrong. Or does he? No, there's still a gap there. He was right on the tail there. So he'll be cleaning his next lap up, no doubt. And there he is, just pulling out there. That's kind of the light, this almost turquoise coloured kart, chasing after the green helmet of Ollie West, who likewise is chasing after the blue kart, isn't it, of Henry Hales, blue and red. They're just following around.
Top two still separated
together,
by
half
half
a
a
second.
second, or just about. It's 0.577, and the new time is 0.362. So Heath Smith gained a couple of tenths. I'll keep an eye on that. These three are much closer, especially we're using the advantage of the slipstream down the main straight here at Warden Law.
They're right on the cusp as well, Nick, for another lap. I think they might get the last lap board. They're lapping in the 1 minute 9s now at the front.
Oh, it's going to be close, you're right.
Yeah, and Heath Smith put in the quickest lap. Let's have a quick look back at the leaders, because Heath Smith's coming back at Woodall and having a challenge, just coming out of Centre 1 now and into Centre 2. That's them there. Now, Oliver Woodall now aware.
He's having a look, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's having a good look, and he's found pace because he put in the fastest lap of the race last time by 1 minute 9.7 in comparison to a 1 minute 9.9, a full 2/10 quicker. Now he's made a mistake at the chicane, and he's dropped off the back a little bit.
And they're going to get the last lap ball this time round.
They've
I would
got
say
to,
it's going to be
haven't
very, very
they? Yeah.
close, but they are going to get it.
No, they are.
Count it down to
6, 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
It's not just as you turn the corner. You've got to do a few yards down the main straight as well.
Yeah, last lap board now then, Nick.
The gantry, I'll just show you where the gantry is. It is here, that line there, that's where you start, and above them there'll be a sign, digital sign saying last lap, and Oliver Woodall will be pushing that throttle as hard as he can. Obviously way past its stop. His foot, I'm sure, has gone white with the pressure he is placing on the accelerator.
Heath Smith needs to keep this clean. He doesn't have to strike the curbs. He needs not to strike any curbs, and he's keeping it clean. Look at the pace he's got. He's gotten right back onto the rear bumper almost of Oliver Woodall. Yeah, no, they are. He's coming back. Look at this. Into centre 2. Once again, look at the gap he's pulling there. He's pulled that gap right back. And into the chicane. Oh, and that chicane, different line there, Nick. Both clattering across the exit curbs. Almost nose to tail. Going towards the gasworks hairpin now. Woodall looks like he's got this in hand. Tightening the line as they exit there, both drivers now looking towards the horseshoe, and he looked down the inside. Not quite enough pace though, and it will be Oliver Woodall that will see the checkered flag first and will take it's heat 3 for the mighty Bambinos. Heath Smith then settles for second, Henry Hales third, Ollie West fourth, Junior Wright fifth, Felix Tandy is next to cross the line in 6th place. Jesse Plowman 7th. And then we've got the remaining finishers just crossing the line now to finish the last of the electric Bambinos for the day. That's the last time we'll see the Mighties out on track. Next out, be prepared everybody. If you think the racing's been exciting so far, just think back to the Honda Cadets. That went out just after 3 o'clock, wasn't it? Well, they're out next, and it's going to be another cracker from them, I would think. They always deliver, and they certainly delivered in the last heat. I'm just going to get the result up in front of me. The Honda Cadet 200 heat number 1. It was indeed, yeah. Just reminding ourselves, Ryan White led a train of karts across the line, with Ed Spain following, didn't he? Kevin Ivanoff.
Spain came through the backfield from...
He did, yeah. That's good.
I think he was 5th or 6th and got through to 2nd.
So it does promise a lot. Let's remind ourselves of the championship positions here in the Kart Championships. Round 3 of 5. We're off to Rowra next. We've already been to Wilton Mill and Glanigors. Here we are in the northeast of England. Ryan White's the man to beat. He's been on the top step of the podium in our 2 first rounds here this weekend. This year, I should say. This weekend, I'm trying to think if it's Ryan's local track.
Because they're
from Morpeth. I think they're from Morpeth. However, I think they live in Aberdeen, because that's where Paul Whitey's dad lives. Paul is delighted that
that's a trek to here.
Oh, mate, absolutely, yeah. He's Ryan and Paul have done some mileage, I tell you. Paul's delighted, of course, that we point out that Ryan, the team that Ryan drives for, just to remember who it is, Project One, of course, running red and white, which of course is Paul's favourite team, isn't it? Being from the northeast.
Yeah, Sunderland.
Yeah, unfortunately for Paul, it isn't. He's a black and white. Yeah, so he really loves Ryan's card being red and white. I told him it's worth a couple of tenths, that the red and white stripes. He loves that. Ed Spain came second at round 1 at Wilton, 4th in the second round at Glanigors. Archie Cannon third in the championship. He had a 5th in round 1 in the final, and then a 2nd place at Glanigors. Ralphie Branscombe had a 9th at round 1 and a 3rd place at Glanigors.
Just a quick cough there.
Just a quick cough, yeah. The Honda Cadets fly. We've got a Honda Cadet. There's Paul White there. at the front of
Is
the
he?
parents' field. Now, black seems to be the colour of choice for
the
Honda
cadet.
Cadet
Yeah,
parents.
if you're a cadet, you're basically you're the man in black. It's like a Johnny Cash race. Oh, blooming heck, go, go, go! There's a proper sprint
now
breaking
that's a
out.
proper race.
Backed off.
Yeah.
It was hat v no hat there. They're measuring each other, but it's. I think there's going to be some interesting footwear choices in future rounds. See that, Mr. Oh, it's gone again.
There it is.
It's going to get.
It's gone again.
And it's going to be Cap win, I think. We're going to get a win for Mr. Cap.
The baseball cap holder wins. The man with the beard is second. Who's going to go for third, though? We've got a lagging behind third.
Oh, blue
it's
hat.
the blue beanie.
Blue hat.
The blue beanie in third place.
Yes.
Got plenty of time as well. You know what?
He's quite languid in that run, isn't he? He was happy to take the bronze, not put too much effort in.
But definitely the colour of choice there for the Honda Cadet parents in black. We've got a little bit of a shake-up of colour there with a blue sleeved anorak type.
I'm wondering that was an anorak
orange
based on
shoulders.
That's either a kart team anorak. Often the motorcycle team anoraks look like that as well. So
a couple of people in shorts as
the
well.
shorts is very brave. I mean, I'm very impressed by people in shorts this time of year.
Mate, I'm from the
northeast.
I'm from
Exactly.
here.
Yeah.
I live 2 miles away. I'm wrapped up when I'm out there. I'm not that brave.
We now know there are some people running warm. Just wondering whether when we get to these rounds in the summer, whether we'll see people in flip-flops try to do the run.
Oh, that would be interesting.
More embarrassing, that Crocs. You lost.
Watford got beat. Sunderland got beat 1-0.
Well, that's the end of the season, isn't it? Is that the last game?
Newcastle won 5-1 at Sheffield United.
Well, everyone wins 5-1. Sheffield United conceding more goals than any team in the history of the Premier League.
I'm going to check on how your team's done, mate.
It'll be playing today. I think it's in the last game tomorrow. I don't know.
Well, talk while I find out your
I'm
score.
sorry. That seems fair enough.
Oh, you drew 2-2 with Doncaster.
That's the last game of the season.
Is it really?
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, I think we're finished.
Right, we've got the Hondas released then, the Honda Cadets. You know what? This is absolutely going to be quality. Elliot Burke and Ralphie Branscombe are on the front row. Ryan White and Kevin Ivanov are on the second. Archie Loveridge and Archie Cannon on row 3. And then we've got Ronnie Smart. Let's see if Ed Spain can come from 8th place up into that top order. He had a great run in the first heat. Let's see if he can do that all again. It's Luke McGall and Ricky McIntosh on row 5. Then we've got Riley Blakemore and Ashton Horsepool on row 6. They're going to start together. Row 7 is Daniel Barton and Ella Dixon with Albie Smith and Otto Arney on row 8. Row 9 is Luke Jardine and Oliver Ratton. Then we've got Tyler Banks, Jack Wykes, Finley Thursfield, Freddie Budd, Noah Clare, Jane Prakash, Sophie Morris and Dino Rowlands are on 25th and 26th. The Jacob Letherby and Ollie Knox are next. And then we've got our group of novice drivers, Jerry Duffersey, James Pearson, Jaden Patel-Scott and Reggie Duffersey. So the novice drivers at the back of the field just finding their feet there, just starting off with their karting journey, if you like. And it will be a standing start for these Honda Cadets. The Honda 200s are certainly bring us one of the closest races in the kart championship. And we wait for the grid to be cleared now. We get the clear grid board being held up there. And very shortly we'll have our light sequence. It's Dan Ashton on the lights. He has a particular way of letting people release. It's a very quick light sequence for Dan, and he does that deliberately. I'm sure everybody's going to click on soon exactly what Dan's process is.
Oh, no, you can't start second guessing.
No, they don't. No, that's exactly why he's doing it.
Change it.
He's not going to change it. He doesn't want people to be doing that. It's all about safety here, remember. So the grid is cleared. We then look towards the lights. The lights go on and off very quickly.
No.
And once again,
dive to the inside there from Branscombe.
That's the zip cart, though, of Elliot Bork.
There's Branscombe in second again.
Yeah.
And the bright pink helmet is easy to pick out.
Train of, how many did we start here? We've got a train
32.
of 32 carts off and out of the dog leg as we go through St John's. It's Elliot Burke, Ralphie Branscombe, Kevin Ivanov.
No, Ralph Branscombe wants to think about it. Look at that run from the back from the one with Ryan White there. White is just about thinking about getting third, but he's been eased out slightly by the 50 of Kevin Ivanov, but I think he's got back on the switchback. Yep, so It's now Burke from Branscombe for Ivanov. Remember, Elliot Burke started the last race in the league, got shuffled to third, then got shuffled to sixth later on.
Let's see what happens here. Yes, he did end up down the order. Ryan White's already forced his way through and into third place. He's now on the back end of Ralphie Branscombe. And remember, because there was an incident, wasn't it, that allowed Ryan White to get through. And he was through very quickly. Here he's having to follow Branscombe and Bork across the line. It's Zipcart that leads.
I think Branscombe's having a real conceptual idea about overtaking here, you know.
Into the dogleg then. It's definitely Bork leading. The pink helmeted Ralphie Branscombe is second, but look at that. The number one of Ryan White, our current kart championship holder, down the inside, and I'm not really sure how they didn't hit there, Nick, but they didn't. And that was Branscombe with massive speed down the inside, but even more speed by Elliot Bork, who just came to... He looked, from our pictures, Nick, it looked like he was fired from a cannon.
I know, and look at the lead he's picked up, from being right. Suddenly he's 3 or 4 tenths ahead. I think it won't take long to get caught up again.
I think that was Branscombe and Wright tripping over one another that made Bork look as though he was even quicker than he was. And that's proved by the gap he now holds coming out the final turn.
Which he's about to lose again. As the slipstream will eat into that. Burke now coming underneath us, with Branscombe right behind him. And you've got White, Ivanov, Loveridge, Smart, Spain, who's gone up from 8th to 7th. They've got all the way to 2nd in the first heat. To the dog leg. No one looking particularly feisty at the moment.
They always play this high-speed game of chess.
Oh, gosh.
At this stage in Honda Cadets. They just wait for their moment, pick it very, very carefully, and just sit there, because you can... look at what happened. Who was it? Who was it that ended up down the order?
Burke.
Was it Burke? Yeah. Burke ended up down the order in heat one very, very quickly, just by being offline and being overtaken, just by being on the wrong line at the wrong time. And here we are. They're going to be very careful in choosing their moment, because there's Ryan White now driving as smoothly as he can to get back on terms with Ralphie Branscombe. But if he's not careful, Kevin Ivanov and Archie Loveridge, let's not discount Ronnie Smart and Ed Spain as well, they're just behind him.
Yeah, there's no freebies. Look at the movement there. It's the 73 and the 50. So Ivanov and Loveridge having a little bit of a look at each other. Haven't changed position, but there's a kind of a check up there. The whole top 5 checked up. Resulting in Ivanov having a little bit of a hit on and he's saying, what's going on? He's just sitting there, what is happening? I think he's had an issue with the checkup. Then he had, in front of him, Ryan White also had a problem, and we've had a change of lead, and Branscombe's got through at the same time.
Change of
there
lead.
He goes. There's Branscombe in the outside, yeah.
Yeah, down the inside at centre 1, textbook style. The number 14 of Elliot Burke having to settle for second now. Let's see if it's changed by the time we come back from the replay. No, it has not. It's still the pink helmet then of Ralphie Branscombe. Ryan White looking very racy indeed. He sees Branscombe getting by, and he'll want to follow him through. He'll want to get by the zip cart of Elliot Burke. Burke will want to keep the Project 1 driver behind him, though.
He's done a job.
Yeah, he looks across the shoulder, sees him there. It's flat out through turn 1 on a Honda Cadet. That's how quick it is through Brian's Bend as well. And then the right-hander, the first right-hander of the dogleg, the second right-hander of the dogleg. That curbing there is going to be renewed next week. That's going to be
how hard it's been, is it?
Yeah, FIA curbing getting put in there next week. More developments ongoing at Warden all the time.
They try and rest the. I think you have a job in the Premier circuit in the country, but the second best circuit certainly up for grabs. And they come. Yeah, it's interesting because I think that whole Branscombe getting in the lead, it actually came from Burke tripping over himself going through the dog leg the previous lap, and he just never got the momentum back.
It's very, very easy to lose momentum on these Honda Cadets. Now, there's a part of me thinks that Ralphie Branscombe is maybe becoming a bit of a cork in the bottle. He's trying to use...
Branscome's broken. You mean Elliot Burke's becoming a cork
Sorry,
in the bottle?
not Branscombe. Bork. I think a cork in the bottle.
I think he probably is, but he's got White, who's desperate to get past because he's seeing a little bit of ekage out by Branscombe.
But the zip cart of Bork has got the pace to keep Ryan White behind him. Bork's doing a great job. Maybe it's because... there's Ryan White down the inside. Ryan White down the inside. They're side by side.
Easy,
but now he's got the corner. And the 73 of Loveridge has gone through on his teammate. Loveridge overtaking the number 14. That's the two zip cart drivers swapping positions. And now they're third and fourth. Loveridge third. Bork fourth. Ryan White
Oh, and not the
has
inside there.
lost second again.
So it's now going to be Loveridge into second.
Yeah, Loveridge.
So sudden amount of burst of pace there by Loveridge, picks up second. White stays in third. The gap will have dropped. They'll have dropped. So Branscombe will have dropped them slightly more. And once again, we look at Elliot Burke not losing one but 2 places in the particular move, and Ed Spain's up to 5th in the blue cart.
Loveridge has found pace. He was there. Minute on the clock, everybody. You can see that on your TV screens. To everybody at the track, there's a minute left on the clock. So we're going to get two more laps after this one.
More.
And Branscombe looking over his shoulder, the old plate holder can see now he's got the yellow and black livery of Zip Kart behind him this time. He probably won't be able to tell with just a glance as to who it is, whether it's Loveridge, Bork, Ivanov. He won't be able to tell. He can just see it Zip.
And it looks like there's a change of position there, as it was even or getting back past Spain again. So the yellow Zip Kart picks past the blue and white machine of Spain. I'm not saying it's going to last forever, but it's how it is with just 2 laps to go. Sorry.
Yeah, 2 laps now to go with Branscombe across the line. Loveridge is catching him though. That gap has come down between first and second going into the final 2 laps. Ryan White has lost contact with the 2 Honda Carts in front of him. Ryan White there. The all plate of Branscombe clearly seen there now as Loveridge comes up towards the rear bumper of Branscombe. We're on the penultimate lap. It'll be the 1 lap to go board next time by. We're at the chicane. Out of the chicane and on towards through the curving back straight. It's quite a curve, as we can easily lose speed on the engine if you take too tight a line.
Yep, Spain gets back past Ivanov again.
They've been swapping
these two are right together. So Loveridge, who really does seem to discover some late race pace in this second heat, late day pace. Now, the only problem he's got is his fantastic dry setup is going to be absolutely no use to him tomorrow, as far as we know. But they come down the straight. Leaning in was Branscombe trying to reduce his profile against the wind, but he's now got Loveridge right behind him. And on a bit of a tear up. Play against the 73. Glance over his shoulder. There's Loveridge, but there's no one within, a second of him. Will he make a move this time going into centre 1? No. Is he going to try and size him up for centre 2?
Opportunity. Oh, he's on the grass.
And that's a mistake. He got a nudge. Beautiful stuff there. Nudged him, but is he going to work? It's a 4-corner, 5-corner pass. And it got through on Loveridge.
I've been watching karting here for 25 years, and I very rarely see people go through that chicane side by side, through the right, left, and right again, and they've managed it. And he's hanging on to the lead now. Loveridge hanging on to the lead of this second heat in great style. He forced his way through. Ryan White's going to challenge as well. It's going to be 3 across the line. He wins the second heat and is delighted with it, punching both hands in the air. Archie Loveridge, that was all about Ralphie Branscombe sliding wide.
Yeah. No, Branscombe missed the exit as well.
Yes, just didn't know whether to go around again. That was all about putting that wheel on the grass coming out to centre 1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that just caused that effect there of losing sight. And this is you'll hardly ever see this side by side completely through the chicane. That never happens. Loveridge didn't know where he was. Loveridge came out, he's looking left, he's looking right, didn't have a clue where Branscombe was. Branscombe, though, Ralphie will look back at the live stream when he gets home, or even this evening, and he'll see where he went wrong. That was all caused with that wheel off. Lost momentum, hard to come back. He did fight to the very last through the chicane.
Yeah.
But it was Archie Loveridge who takes second heat, Ralphie Branscombe second, Ryan White third, Ivanov was fourth, Kevin Ivanov fourth, Ed Spin was fifth, Elliot Burke sixth, seventh Archie Cannon. Then we had Ronnie Smart, Luke McGall and Ricky McIntosh. Just outside the top 10 was Albie Smith and Otto Arney. And there's the order, 32 kart field there on your screen there on the timing board.
Ash wants to know how many heats are left.
I will tell him.
I assume it's because he wants to make a natural break and then needs to know where he has to go
All
to.
right, he's got 3 more.
3 more, Ash. Is that okay? Yay, he says. Christine Jones says, Buena suerte, Riley, Nana and Grandad. Angela Smart. Come on, Ronnie Smart, says Angela Smart. I feel there may be a relationship there. Let's go so this is Cap saying, let's go number 8, Jaden. Keep fighting from your friends Logan and Liam. There you go. That's Jaden Patel-Scott, you see. He's got a fan club even before everyone sees the interview tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, you're going to love Jaden's. If you are a fan of Jaden or a relative...
If you're a fan of motorsport or just people being honest.
Yes, he's absolutely brilliant. He's everything that karting should be, that kid. I tell you what, him and his dad are having a ball, just learning the ropes. You know, he's only done 6 races. I don't know if this was his 6th or he's done 6 and this is his 7th. I think this is his 6th, I think.
Does it mean he gets his licence signed? He can get a real number?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what. Yeah, maybe off his novice blade very quickly. Right then, so the Daniel Hartley show has been broken up here at round 3.
Nightmare.
He's had it all his own way. He's taken maximum points in the heats at round 1 at Wilton, maximum points at round 2.
But you can still take maximum points in this heat. Because they aggregate the 2 results. There's not 20 points for one player with those. He's just the best person in the 2 heats.
If he wins and Leighton Kelly doesn't do anything,
or comes third,
yeah, he could
back
still
on his
do
max.
that.
Oh, that's a great start for someone. There's 2 karts facing the wrong way there. 79 is one of them.
Cold tyres will
Alfie
bite you.
Forrester.
Cold tyres will bite you, Nick. No question. The Daniel Hartley show in the Junior Primo class has been broken up by Leighton Kelly.
What's Leighton Kelly's results been like?
That's a good question, actually. Where was Leighton Kelly in rounds 1 and 2?
There he is. He's down 14th.
So Leighton Kelly, he had a 17th place finish in the final at Wilton Mill and a 16th place finish in the final at Glannygores. So he's right on the pace here with a great result in the first heat. First heat was Leighton Kelly. Daniel Hartley was 2nd. Bella Fairclough was 3rd. Taylor Dixon 4th. Eddie Stewart, our co-commentator earlier on, was in 5th. And then the rest of the field having right old ding-dongs all the way through the field.
So they've dropped the time for these last few heats to 7 minutes, I noticed.
Oh, I've noticed that, yeah. So 7 minutes for this heat. They're getting the wave around.
No.
They're getting the wave around. Stanley Clark and Taylor Dixon, the drivers. Remember, Nick, in Heat 1, the pole position driver, Stanley Clark, his race was ruined at turn 1 with that excursion onto the grass.
Yes.
He'll want to avoid that, won't he, on that bright orange kart?
There'll be a lot of things a lot of people want to avoid. But I think, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It was kind of they ran this. It took them 3 goes to get it started last time. So I'm not sure whether they're particularly having a word with Junior Primos. You kind of think, what are they doing wrong?
Well, the Junior Primo is all about 12 to 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
So this is kind of where, where drivers will transition from the cadet classes in the inter class, and
it's fine.
It kind of gives them an opportunity.
It's absolutely fine.
I know. It kind of gives empty stomach. That's where it is. It kind of gives them gives them the opportunity to find their feet in junior rotax. What's the matter? What's going on? What's going on in your head?
No, because someone did a really aggressive weave and they're facing 90 degrees opposite where they should have been.
All right, okay. Here they go, though, Nick.
Is it 'cause it's too quick?
We get them racing. We are racing.
That was worse than the last start.
Oh, and Taylor Dixon absolutely sliding the kart on the brakes down the inside at turn 1. And he will hang on to this lead on the number...
Leighton Kelly,
yeah,
who won the last heat, has got an engine problem.
Oh, dear.
So Kelly, who was the man who could have stopped the Daniel Hartley show, other people could stop it as well, most likely to, has an engine problem and is trundling back to retire.
Dear.
It didn't pick up that second time.
That was Stanley Clark, not Taylor Dixon, who absolutely sent it into the first turn on the brake, sliding down the inside of Taylor Dixon. It is the 47, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the 47
Yeah,
medium.
the 47, yeah.
Where's Hartley? Is he in 4th now? Is he 5th?
Not
Because
sure.
he scored 5th, but obviously got another lap since then.
Let's see how they come across the line after 1 lap then. It's Stanley Clark, Taylor Dixon, Sophie Caldwell up to 3rd, Daniel Hartley 4th, Ellis Daly, Bella Fairclough, Maya Simpson, Laurie McVeigh, Tyler Davis, Ethan Bath, Ewan Stevenson, Thomas Butcher, Zach Kane. Then we've got Riley Mason-Lewis. Eddie Stewart's dropped to 16th, and Leighton Kelly with, what did you say, Nick, an engine
problem.
Did he bog down or something?
Pick up. Yeah, didn't clean out.
Did not pick up after. So the winner of race 1, heat 1 for Junior Primo, Leighton Kelly, finds himself at the back end of this field and has to absolutely damage limitation on his points all.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting outside. Yeah, we've got a good old mix up of people appearing here outside because Kelly and Hartley aren't involved. So we're now getting to meet Stanley Clark and Taylor Dixon, Sophia Caldwell Hill. Daniel Hartley obviously looking to get past him. I don't think we've noticed Daniel having that blistering, different level pace he had in the first couple of rounds. Doesn't mean he won't get there. But
no, he was here. He's done very well at some club rounds here as Daniel. Been on the podium at very, very high level. We had a lot of competitors from the British Junior Championship here, and he just missed out on a podium, I think, if my memory serves me. He was here 2 weeks practicing. It's a track that he likes, and I think, Daniel's just found a bit of competition. We've got a bit of competition for him here at Warden Law. Drivers, are familiar with Warden Law and are going very well indeed. And Stanley Clark's one of those drivers. Who, sorry?
Eddie's had another problem. He's off the track facing the wrong way at Senna 2.
Oh, so a spin around for the number 45 after that spell in the commentary box.
Yes, it's gone to his head. He now knows. All he can do now is he's obviously commentating on his own accent as he's having it. And I appear to be going off slightly to the left. Yes. I appear to have spun. He'll be fine. He's a resilient chap, Eddie, and he'll just get on with it.
He is. He's not wanting to get any kind of assistance. There's yellow flags at centre 1 for the Eddie Stewart incident, and he pulls away, gets going.
Right, you're going to see him. He started again right in front of these two leaders. That's Eddie getting rolling again.
He's going to get some television time as he lets the leaders through. Very wise head on young Eddie Stewart as he gets out of the way completely for the field. Meanwhile, Stanley Clark has Taylor Dixon still with him. Sophie Caldwell still in a very fine third. Daniel Hartley. Daniel watching these three ahead of him and not really making any kind of impression on them, is he?
Interestingly, that there's kind of not. This one is pretty static at the moment, to be honest. You look at the first two, then there's a bit of a small gap to third, a gap to 4 Hartley, who we expect to come. In fact, the closest, I think, is 5th and 6th at the moment, which is Fairclough and Dealey.
Eddie's trying to get across to...
So, just dropped to 5th and 6th, guys. Third set of 3. That's the blue cart of Ellis Dealey and the yellow cart again of Bella Farcalf, who was quite a bit further up the order in the last heat.
Yeah, she was. She was in the top 4, wasn't she? And challenging as well. Now, Bella is wanting to get by Ellis Dealey. Ellis Dealey on that blue and white cart just ahead of her. That's Bella with the blue overalls and the orange and white helmet. It's like a bit of a, from that sort of angle, a bit like a Jodie Scheckter replica. I'm pretty sure it isn't.
No, it isn't. I'm not sure that many people under the age of 15 are going to have it getting Jodie Scheckter back. I mean, let's have really big fans of Buffalo offcuts or something, you know.
Yeah. Ellis Dealey getting his head down. Ellis pulling away slightly, but Bella Fairclough knows this track very well, does Bella, and she's now latching back onto the rear bumper. They kind of ebb and flow from one another, don't they? Sophie Caldwell, I can tell you, Nick, just in third place there, just ahead of this shot, has just put in the fastest lap of the heat, 51.184.
So not Dan Hartley. So
Hartley's been caught. Daniel Hartley's been caught.
Whatever they've done hasn't worked. I'm sure they had a bit of a tweak. They go, we are the fastest people here. We get maximum points. There's something not quite right. They had a bit of a tweak on the cart, and it's not worked. Unless, of course, he's done something with his tyres, which is going to go bing in the last 2 minutes of the race, which you are now into the last 2 minutes of the race.
Yeah, that should have happened now. If anything, the opposite's happening. And Daniel Hartley's falling back towards Ellis Dealey and Bella Fairclough. We're inside the final 2 minutes then of this, the second heat for Junior Primo. Through the first turn there, through Blacksbryan's Bend, the left-hander, and then the dogleg, this double corner really.
I think Bella needs to make a move now. You can't really leave the last lap.
It's not like a choice though, is it, Nick? I don't think so.
I don't know. I think sometimes you can force the issue, because sometimes you are just following behind. You're enjoying a bit of it.
I think she's driving as hard as she can to stay with Ellis Dealey.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I agree, but it's you sometimes think there's a little bit of the watching brief needs to be turned into an actual doing brief.
I'm not really sure that's what we're seeing here, though. I think.
Well, look at that; she's right behind him.
Yeah, I think Bella's driving.
She's better on the brakes.
Yeah,
I think
she's very good going into the gasworks, and this is a
little bit more.
See how she turned the cart there.
There's a little bit more punch in Dealey's cart. I think he's got a little bit. Whether it's geared differently, I don't know. He's got a little bit more oomph, and then what we see is that Bella can make it up on the brakes. And she'll make up again here as you're turning and slowing through those parts. Well, on this one, which is coming from the fast road, which is so far not been able to make up that extra bit of gap, and we are going to be.
And there's the move down the inside. However, Ellis Dealey comes back at centre 2. She tries the switch back. It's not on. But now she's shown her cards to Ellis Dealey. Ellis knows where he needs to defend going into the final lap. with 20 seconds or so.
Absolutely.
There it is, Nick.
You kind of felt at that point she got the drive out of the chicane. She needed to get the pass made into the hairpin because, as you absolutely said, it would have been he knew what was coming next time round.
Yeah,
in centre,
absolutely.
And she's gapping quite quickly. So let's just move back to the. Oh no, there's 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go.
Sorry, there's a lap to go. Yeah.
They got by with a few seconds on the card still, so we have got 2 laps remaining.
Daniel Hartley's made no move at all. This is the overtake coming through into Gasworks hairpin.
Textbook outbreak.
Hold it well.
Yeah.
Just defend yourself against the cutback by being level, then just going.
Like you mentioned, though, that was all about coming out the chicane quicker and being in a challenging position on the brakes into the Gasworks. Off towards the chicane now, and that's Bella using all the curbs and more. Firing out of there and on towards the Gasworks. I think that's settled now.
Yeah.
I think Bella Fairclough.
Let's pick up our leader for this last lap, guys, because I think all the positions are settled, to be honest.
They're well spaced out, aren't they? Stanley Clark leading, Taylor Dixon. That's Stanley Clark on the bright orange cart now, and Clark leading across the line.
I've no idea who's going to win overall, though.
So Stanley Clark.
Dixon's got a second and a fourth, and there's a first. I think actually it might be Dixon or it might be Hartley who will overall pick this one up. Fairclough's going to be doing pretty well.
Oh, you mean in the points haul?
Yeah, in the points haul. I'm all about the points, mate. I'm all about the points.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, it's also the grid for the races tomorrow.
That's true. Yeah, but I'm not of a mind to work it out at the moment. Great shot of young Stanley.
We've got four female drivers in the top 7. And I don't know whether Laurie is male or female in the 8th car, so I'm just going with 4 females in the top. And this is the exact reason you don't need Formula Woman. Although you have Formula Academy.
F1 Academy.
F1 Academy. Because women can race with men absolutely fine.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Stanley Clark takes the win. Taylor Dixon second. Sophie Caldwell in third. Daniel Hartley finishes in 4th. Bella Fairclough 5th. Ellis Daly 6th. Maya Simpson 7th. Laurie McVeigh 8th. 9th is Tyler Davis. And then just finishing there, we've got, I think that was Ethan Bath dropping down the order. 10th was Riley Mason-Lewis there, right at the very end. Oscar Pitt was 11th. Thomas Butcher 12th. Zach Kane, Ewan Stevenson, Alfie Forrester and Leighton Kelly there from, where did Leighton Kelly come from? Leighton Kelly was the winner of E1.
He was dead last with the engine didn't fire.
So Leighton Kelly has lost a lot of points there.
He was unlucky,
forward.
very unlucky.
Very.
Well, yeah, just that's mechanicals for you. Yes, just going back to what I was saying. I think if you want to look at the results here, these are kids 12 to 14, and there's no difference. They can race karting and they can be the same. You don't need to separate.
Is the argument though, or the argument, not the argument, the debate? Isn't the debate that as people go forward into the top echelons of the sport, like towards Formula One, in Japan, the fastest single seater is Super Formula. The cars become physical, and it's the physicality of Formula One.
Formula One is not physical. Formula One with the power steering and everything else is less physical than Formula 2. Formula 2 is the most physical of all the classes. Yeah, I mean, there's an element there where it's not the hardest thing in the world to fit power steering to a set of cars. But, yeah, it's just you sit there, you go. The biggest problem, of course, with all female participation in sport is that girls tend to, or have tended to, I think things are improving, to give up sport around the age of 14 and 15. And, there's many socioeconomic reasons for that. And it's not unique to karting, it's the same for hockey, it's the same for football, it's the same for everything else. And therefore, you make the pyramid a lot less pyramid-shaped and a lot less kind of uneven shaped. That's why people don't work their way through. We've seen there's some great female races in the karting ranks. There's not, it's probably, what would you say, 10% of girls, 15 of all 15% of girls, Joe, of all the karters we see? 10%, 15%? I mean, there's a good representation in this particular class.
You know what? That would have been a good question for like MSUK license holders. How many female MSUK license holders?
I think it's, here we got a third, which is great, but I think it's probably overall about 15, 16%.
Right.
And it's about the pyramid, and it's about building. And I'm a great believer that if any female racer comes by who's good enough, then they'll actually get a, not easier rides one way of putting it, but it won't. I don't think the barrier to success is their gender. I think if I was a sponsor and I saw a really talented woman who'd got super license points, I'd do everything I could to get into F1 because there's so much. It's a sponsor's dream. and it's all about money. Unfortunately,
That's never happened, though, has it? We've
not had.
You would have thought that was a marketing
There's
dream.
been no woman with enough super license points since the system was started. Top echelon female races. You've got Danica Patrick, who chased the money in NASCAR. And I'm not having a go at Danica. She chased the money in NASCAR when she was, pretty good in IndyCar.
She was very good, wasn't she?
Yeah,
not IndyCar.
IndyCar, sorry. So, but she moved out of that single-seater phase, and there just hasn't been the other women on the way up. And you've got people like Susie Wolf. Susie Wolf's, a quite useful Formula Renault 2000 driver, which is not. This is no insult. It's a good driver, but there's another level you need to go to be in.
One of the best female racers is from the northeast, Amanda Whittaker. She raced karts, raced Formula Fords. Very successfully, went on to race historic Formula Ford 2000 at a pretty high level, and with great success. And our dad Ronnie, I remember watching our dad Ronnie racing in Formula Ford in the northeast at Croft and the like. And Amanda was very, very quick, but just once again was stifled by budget.
And that's it. That's pretty much the story of 90% of all races.
Teresa Babakova won the Rotax World Finals, and then due to penalties, she didn't win Rotax World Finals.
Wasn't it when she, like, her dad paid $50,000 to
I think it was 60
to protest it.
Now Babakova, you could argue, maybe if she still has the interest, has
is she Russian?
The funding check,
okay,
has the funding behind her to go into the but she's perhaps she did run in the W Academy, and to not a massive success, but she was up against a lot of kids, girls who had a lot of experience in cars.
I mean, the best female race at the moment, I believe, is Dorian Parr.
Yes,
who's proven that.
We've got. We're all right.
And unfortunately, the driver who won all 3 seasons of W Series has found a level. Anyway, we're now back into the karting here at Warden. Look, we've filled. No, I was just thinking. I was thinking about things in my mind.
Right, the last heat, the first heat for these. This is the second heat, second and final heat for the Intermax class.
Having a go at me? That wasn't a sentence that made any sense at all.
I know it wasn't. I was pondering as well. Riley Murrah took the win from Max Gilman, JJ Lowe, and then Jensen Sale, Drew Davidson, Adam Suricek, JJ Plowman for SD Racing. On the novice plate as well for JJ Plowman was 7th. James Fabricus was next, then Fraser Anderson, Sebastian Clark, George Ralston, just outside the top 10. We've got the grid lined up. Riley Murrah and Max Gilman are at the front of the grid. JJ Lowe and Jensen Sale, Drew Davidson, Adam Turicek, JJ Plowman and James Fabricus are next. These drivers, it's very intense into Max as usual, and we're about to get this underway. This is the second and final heat. This will give them the first of the points haul for round 3 and the grid for the superheat tomorrow. We're happy with that.
There was some quite intense lane movements before they crossed the start-finish line, but hey-ho, everyone's lived with it, and they sweep round for the first time through the dogleg and now on their way to Senna 1, and it is the Riley Murrow car that's leading. I think it is 148 second, then 169. So they've gone off in order. JJ Lowe second, Max Gilman third. Going through the chicane.
Into the chicane for the first time. Murrow has got quite a lead, but behind him is a two-way battle and a sideways battle with Gilman going down the inside line, and that was all done before the braking area. He was passed out the chicane. Gilman ahead of JJ Lowe. JJ we speak to in the paddock show coming up possibly this evening on our social media, on YouTube.
Definitely at lunchtime.
Definitely at lunchtime tomorrow.
Definitely afterwards as well.
JJ's not over, though. He's not over this. Max Gilman trying to get now back on terms with Riley Murrow. Just behind these three, Drew Davidson.
112 is retired.
Yeah,
Adam Turicek's come out with a broken rear bumper.
Now, Adam Turicek is running in the top 5 here in Heat 1, so that's not good for Adam Turicek.
So he's out on a mechanical, which is... again, bad luck. The top 3 sweeping out and away to the back part of the circuit. Going to go through the chicane now.
Adam Turicek, remember, Nick, had a third-place finish.
Yeah, and that's going to be
in round one.
He's got a third and a last.
He didn't attend GYG.
Right, so overall third. Yeah, I mean, this is
overall third in the final.
This is obviously going to cost him points on today's tally and give him problems for tomorrow's start, because he always would like to be in the top 3 or 4 overall, but he's going to be exactly at halfway with the first and the last, or nearly for us. He'll be 8th or 9th probably.
Right, Gilman has now caught up with Riley Moreau. That's now a battle not for second place between Gilman and JJ Lowe. It's now a battle for first. Riley Moreau, Max Gilman and JJ Lowe have come together. 1, 2, 3. As quickly as I can see it. That's how close they are. Off towards the centre hairpin, Nick.
Got him. That was one of the cleanest moves we've seen. I mean, always like a pounce, and using the Max Gilman there, we didn't have any chance for a comeback from Riley. So it just goes out.
These Intermax karts absolutely corner so quickly. The engines.
So what's the difference between the Minimax and Intermax? It's just more power than Intermax.
The Intermax. What do you mean, Intermax and Minimax? You mean the old Minimax?
Yeah.
The wider tyre. Minimax had a wider tyre. Engine's roughly the same. A little bit more, I think they're a little bit more restricted than they were in Minimax. I may be wrong on that because the engines have changed actually. They've had a massive development with a new barrel from Rotax and stuff. But they had a much wider, the chassis were bigger. This is the 950 chassis. Right. It was the 1050 chassis in Minimax with a wider tyre. So they were much grippier, much quicker through the corner. And that's where the MSU came in and tried to stifle the pace. But the pace of these Intermax karts, the 950 chassis, being powered by that 125cc Rotax engine, even with the air restriction making it a slower engine, a more docile engine than what we see in the junior class, it's still massively rapid. And we'll hear from Jack Moss, who will tell us he's transitioned from the Micromax class. Now, I mentioned that
I've got an engine question for you. I know
he was the club Micromax champion, so he's quite a, he's no slouch.
I know you've got a relationship with an engine manufacturer, Venator. They're air restricted down, so they've lost power. But have they lost torque?
Good question.
I mean, obviously two-strokes are not as torquey as for anyway, but torque is not a power. Is mostly a combination of revs, and you haven't got enough air, it won't rev anymore. But your torque curve is completely different.
I've had this explained to me that the air restrictor really stifles their ultimate pace.
Yeah,
on the straight.
So you can't rev.
So torque-wise, not much change. So they do, and you can see it. They punch out of the corner. And this is what I was about to say. Jack Moss mentions that the main difference between the Micromax and the Intermax, having transitioned into this season, is the way the kart punches out the corner. And he's going so much faster down the straights and into the turns that he really has noticed that, and that's what he struggled to get his head round, and that's what he's getting to grips with as he's made that transition up the class.
Well, he's in third place at the moment. He's just slightly dropping off the top two.
No, that was Jack Moss.
No, sorry. Jack Moss is a bit further down.
JJ Lowe is a front runner, and he knows that, and JJ talks about wanting to finish in the top 3. He's on target for that, isn't he? Currently third in this second heat. The 2-minute bell should be sounding if we indeed had a 2-minute bell. We haven't, so it hasn't, but it means it's 2 minutes to go.
There you are.
That did hurt.
There's a 2-minute bell, and everyone's tuned off because they've got that deaf.
Gilman, as having got by Riley Moreau, as kind of looking very comfortable. And as I say that, you know what? As I say that, Riley Moreau comes back to his rear bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's kind of be expected, isn't it? Effectively, they don't want any sort of predictions going on. They're just going to try to ruin our days, aren't they?
I did think that Gilman had quite a solid lead, but it's not so solid now. Going towards the last couple of laps, we've still got a minute and a half on the board.
Certainly, I think Moreau now is just easing up the pace a little bit. I think he's got a chance of getting back again. He was being dropped, and certainly JJ Lowe hasn't quite got the other pace in his front two. The white with the flashes of purple of Max Gilman, and the orange and that's red and white really of
both privateers, by the way. Both privateers on the.
Where do you buy your privateer's ticket then to get?
Well, you kind of can buy them from teams. I mean, teams are reluctant to do that unless you've ran with them. You can
design your own, surely, can't you?
Yeah, you can. I mean, Red Graphics, who are shortly to be based where that concrete patch is. They've taken up one of the workshop premises here.
I saw them down when I did my wreckage at Shillington a couple of weeks ago.
You met Adam Nichols at Carmania.
I saw they were down at the Pro Kart Championship.
So there's a lot of companies out there, but Red Graphics are certainly One of the best, if not the best, I'll say that. I'll invoice you, Adam, don't worry. It'll not be much.
But you'll get £6 back for the battery, won't you?
Yeah, I will. So this battle for the lead that kind of has settled down, but promises lots as Max Gilman continues then with only a few seconds on the clock. It's going to be the 1 lap to go board next time by. He's already out and curving towards the Gasworks hairpin, downhill sweep, and then on towards the horseshoe. And it will be the 1 lap to go board as he comes through there. Riley Murrow right on his bumper, Nick, as he comes out
He's
to
helping
paddock
him
turn.
along.
Here comes the slipstream.
Oh,
he looks over his shoulder. He has to defend. He's looking for a way by, isn't he? He couldn't quite squeeze down.
He's got
They're
it.
side by side through
Whoa,
Brian's
yes.
Bend and cuts across now into the dog leg. Murrow leads now, and he's been biding his time, waiting for that last lap to come. Here it is, and he's made the move. Oh, and a bit of a nudge there. They're coming together, these two, a little bit more frequently than they perhaps should. Side by side into this first centre, into the second centre hairpin, looking over his shoulder, just watching where he is, gauging where he is Riley Murrow. And now he breaks free. He needs momentum. He does not want to stifle that momentum out onto the back straight. Riley Murrow leads into the inside line at the Gasworks. Leads out of it through the horseshoe. Surely he can't make a move through here. They've got one more corner, and he takes in very narrow line. He may have to defend that, but no, because the finish line comes up very quickly indeed from that final turn. So I tell you what, Nick, that was a great move from Riley Merrill there.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he had to really get his elbows out to make it stick. Thanks, Frank, for the replay here. Made it stick through turn one, had the momentum. He barely had the lead, didn't he, when he came across on through the left-hander of Brian's Bend. So Riley Merrill takes heat number 2. Max Gilman takes second. JJ Lowe third. Drew Davidson is in fourth place. Then we've got Jensen Sale. JJ Plowman for ST Racing on the novice plate, I note as well, in sixth. Sebastian Clark, Jensen White were next. Then James Fabricas, Fraser Anderson. Second of the novices, George Ralston, 11th. Then we've got True Performance Motorsports, Jack Moss in 12th. Sandro Kemp was 13th. And then Adam Turicek will be classified as 14th. However, we lost Adam there coming into the pits with a problem. In fact, it was a rear bumper hanging off, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a great move there by Riley. It was very touch and go. It appears they were coming down the straight, absolute full speed, weaving, attempting to close off. And I think Max Gill must have wondered how he got through. He needed a tin open to get past a small amount of space on the inside of turn one.
Well, he came out the final turn. He was all over the back bumper, wasn't he? Left and right. And because Max Gilman was absolutely down the white line on the right-hand side, he had nowhere to go on the inside. Tried around the outside, and it was, I think, the disadvantage of that very tight inside line was what sort of disadvantaged Max Gilman, as Murrow Kate was able to get the power on. It wasn't so much power on because they were both flat on the throttle. Yeah. It was more momentum, wasn't it, out the corner?
So this is the last heat for the day coming up, isn't it?
It is. It's also the last running race of the day. We're about to go ahead with the Bambino Parents race being fired out of the collecting area.
Fired out of the collecting area. So you are listening. We are back really early tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Much earlier than I thought. We are back starting about 5 to 9 is when the racing starts. So you need to get up early to catch the early racing of the super heats. It's just starting a bit early. I think a chance to get everyone to get away from the northeast. It's a lovely place to get to be, but it takes a long time to get here, Joe.
Not for me. This is home.
All right. So we are back very, very early tomorrow at before 9 o'clock.
So I hear the sound of C50 Coma Bambinos.
I can hear comas, sweet, sweet. No. Never join in my songs, do you?
I love them, Nick. I think they're great.
Never join in.
Yes, I absolutely think they're great and wonderful.
Yeah, I think just saying that.
So the C50 Bambinos, if you remember, was their first heat. All of their races. Round 1 at Wilton Mill was a cracker. Glanigores was a cracker. The Bambinos, I'd really look forward to these Bambino races. We've got the C50 Comas about to be released. The parents have been released.
But they're not.
And that's a bit of an unfair start there from MP
but
coaching.
Look, no, there's a kind of man with a kind of a sort of one of the racing teams. He's got a kind of a Kawasaki look about it. It's not Kawasaki. It looks a bit Kawasaki. Yes.
Pretending not to bother about who wins, just nonchalant.
Now we've got the in fourth place currently. It's Henry Hales, number 57, with his bib on there. And then we have no. Look, here it goes again. It's gone again.
He's gone.
But unfortunately, they've both got the same colour high vis.
Careful.
What's written on the back of high vis A? High vis A has what written on the back of his shot? I don't know.
Oh, they're playing a bit. It's a bit like the Tour de France in the.
No, it's like that sprinting in the Olympics in the velodrome where you just kind of tick along and suddenly you go for it at the last minute.
Oh, a couple of walking backwards. Remember, we had a disqualification from the walking backwards from the previous one.
At one point, they're going to admit they really want to win and go for it.
There's Mike from MP. Nonchalantly just jogging
up, getting a bit closer, not far from the finishing line.
He's going to make a break.
Yes, he's gone for it.
MP coaching does it again.
That's their third win, isn't it?
He was, you know what? He did that before. He lulled everybody into a sense of, I'm not interested, lads. I'm not interested. And he another couple of press ups there to celebrate taking the win. Well, let's see if Ollie West can take another win. He won Heat 1 from Will Wainwright. We had Benjamin Shiver, who you'll see and hear from in the Paddock Show. A great interview with young Benji. And it was Noah Wicklow, wasn't it, who came through in fourth in the red, white and black livery cart, you may remember. And then behind them, Arthur Bowers, Logan Hodgetts, Henry Hales, Jess Bailey, Jack Swong, and it was Hendrix Fallat who rounded off the top 10 there in the first of our heats. They line up pretty much in that order. Ollie West and Will Wainwright share the front row. Logan Hodgetts, Benjamin Shiver on the second row. Noah Wicklow and Calman Simon, who's got the best helmet out there. He came 12th last time, did Calman. He had a great qualifying and qualified up there in the top 6. Jess Bailey, Arthur Bowers, Henry Hales, Hendrix Fallat. It's a standing start, remember. So light controlled. That's why we've got the parents down there. Last minute checks, not about the carts, last minute checks on the human element. Are we all right, kids? Yes, we are. Thumbs up. Feeling okay? Yeah. Do you want to go ahead? Yep, we do. 5-second board flies. And we've got the grid clear. So the drivers being alerted to the red lights go out. And Will Wainwright slots right the way across to the right-hand side of the track. Who's that coming down there, though, Nick? 74. That's Logan Hodgetts.
Great start from Logan.
He's into the lead, and Wicklow's gone with him. That's Wicklow in the red, white, and black cart. Logan Hodgetts with the green and orange cart. From where was Logan Hodgetts when he started? The third row, I think.
Some problems with confuffling at the back there. Someone's, I think, in fourth. The original earlier starters has gone backwards. So absolutely. I'm not sure who that is. Wicklow's in second.
Look at where the first four have broken away from the rest of the field.
So it's Wicklow in second. It's Logan Hodgetts leading. So the red cart is Wicklow.
That's Will Wainwright.
Will Wainwright's in third.
And I think that might be Shiver if it's the 78.
It is, yeah. And then behind them there was a kind of massive kerfuffle that's given them 2 seconds?
Yeah, huge gap between fourth and the rest of the field. Look at that. You can see what that caused. So that incident in the midfield has broken this pack up. We're going to undoubtedly have these four come together, and as much as we'd like to break away and maybe show you the midfield, we can't, because this is where the action's at. Logan Hodgetts across the line in first place, 1 lap completed. Look at Noah Wicklow, though, right on his rear bumper, but because of these Bambino C50s, they're flat out through turn 1.
And the person who made the mistake was Ollie West.
Ollie West.
Up at the dog leg. He was one who was facing the wrong way and confused everyone else. He's dropped down to 17th place. So,
unbelievable.
So West then held open up, and the gap between the first four and the next is 2.9 seconds, Joe. So
and Ollie West, of course, winner of the first heat.
He's looking at, I'm sure he'll come through the field a bit, but he's not looking at that particularly front-low start for the 2 super heats, is he?
Unbelievable. The drama already that's happening here at round 3 of the 2024 Kart Championship. We're here at Warden Law. It's not over yet. We've just had the heats concluded after this checkered flag. And look at this, the Bambino C50s. We know how good this racing is. And Have we got a high-speed game of chess?
I don't think so.
Or a not-so-high speed?
They probably don't get much past playing Sorry or Ludo at this point.
These kids are flat out because they take no prisoners. You know why? They don't know anything else.
Yeah, they know.
They don't know anything else.
Two ways to go, isn't it? So Hodges from Wilco. Wilco had a very strong Wilton Mill round, and then leads Wainwright, and then you've got it's Wicklow. Why did you get that wrong? I did this for. I apologise, Noah. I'm naming you after a now defunct haberdashery hardware store. So I'm sure it's not the first person. So it's Wicklow in the red, but it's looking quite Will Wainwright now, looking quite racy, and we've seen what Shivar can do. And he's powered by pasta and toast.
And you know what? Can you remember the Bambino race here? It
was fantastic.
Was it the Warden Car Club Autumn Cup? Here comes Shivar. Shivar having a look down the inside. No, slots back into the yellow car, behind the yellow cart.
Cost them both times, though.
Wainwright. Yes, it did. Yeah, and I think that was more to do with Wainwright. Wiglow's playing a waiting game, isn't he? Hodgetts, very composed. Let's just remind everybody that the drivers here in Bambinos are, let's just confirm, Bambinos are 6 to 8. I have to remind myself every time.
Yeah.
They start from the age of 6. From 8, they move up to cadets. So between 6, 7 and 8 years old, these drivers. And the drive, the racecraft, the way they drive these karts, the track etiquette that they show. I mean, look at this 4-kart train here. Unbelievable driving. And then behind them, there's another 4-kart train of Henry Hills, Jack Swan, Hendrik Fallat, and Arthur Bowers. But this one's for the lead.
And it's 5.5 seconds ahead of the next one. Ollie West up to 12, so he's made 5 places since the initial issue, but he's not sure how much further he can get. He could probably get up to 9th, I think.
And just remember, Nick, that when they cross underneath the start gantry, they have a massive display board that tells them exactly how much time they have. And it's as if, as we get to the 2-minute sounder, which we should have, because that's when things begin to kick off. And as we go towards the last 2 minutes, look at that, they fan out, going towards the gasworks hairpin and then slot back in through the never-ending. We heard Eddie Stewart describe this left-hander here that they're in there. The horseshoe is never-ending. That's the way I used to feel when I drove here. It just goes on, and it's going on and on for these 4.
A bit like you are. So anyway, so Wicklow again looking like he has very much decided that he's not making his move until much towards the end of the race. And he's just for Wainwright. So Wicklow, I think, has got the hidden pace here. Now the question is whether Logan Hodges can do anything about it when it fires. But there's now again a gap. I think Wainwright's making a couple of little minor errors. Now, unfortunately, Benjamin Stivar can't make the most of it by getting past him. He's getting caught by the delay. And it's perhaps he's going to get him this time. No.
Looked like he was alongside for a bit, didn't it? Wasn't quite. Do you think Wicklow was playing a waiting game?
Yes, 100%. I think he's decided the slipstream's too strong.
Yeah, but Logan Hodgetts is pretty quick. You know, I mean, look how Wicklow, they're both flat out through there. You know, there's very little speed difference from the, barely touching the brake. Just dabbing the brake just to settle the cart and then turning in. This is where he might have to take advantage. Not necessarily this lap, but certainly the next lap. Because with a 1:09 lap time, they cross the line now with 1:06 on the clock.
So you got 2 to
1
go.
lap board.
2 to go.
Next time by.
Now we are in 2 pairs. We're not a group of 4 anymore. It's 2 pairs. And I think Shivar really needs to dismiss Wainwright if he wants to have any chance of moving further forward. And if I was Wicklow and I saw that gap behind me, this is when I pull the pin.
Yeah, you might think that's advisable, but then again, it's not just a case of pulling the pin. You're having to really plan this, and when the driver you're racing against is going as quick or a little bit quicker in places than you, there's nothing you can do. They're following one another round, and into the chicane we go. And look at that, Wicklow trying all he can. Now look at the momentum out of that corner. He's going to have to rely on the slipstream. And if anything, they barely touch the brake turning in. Look how fast they turn through that corner there. Very little difference. Bambinos just race so well everywhere.
So last time down the straight's coming up. Therefore, Wicklow just has to use the slipstream.
That's the only hope he's got. But then, again, turn 1 here is virtually flat out in a Bambino. He hasn't quite got the
power.
power.
He's done it. He's going for it.
Side by side. There we go. That's
Mystic Nick. Mystic Nick told you he's holding back. It doesn't of course mean that Hodges hasn't got something back for him.
That was momentum, wasn't it? That was sorry, not momentum. Slipstream.
That's one. Yeah.
That was slipstream.
That was chess.
That was no chess there, mate. The chessboard was flipped
Hodges
up.
now looking to get it back.
He has down the inside of the first centres. Can Wicklow come back at him? No, he cannot. And Hodges will hang on to this out of the second centre hairpin. Now towards the chicane. They're side by side. This is the last hit of a change.
There we go.
And Wicklow's made it happen.
Well, that's 3 this lap because I think there's still a chance that Hodges will come back in the hairpin.
Still one more chance, I say, on the cards, and that's at the Gasworks. Defensive line from Wicklow. This
wide for the cutback.
Yep. Hodges can make the cutback.
And Shlivar's taking third place.
Side by side, they're wheel banging through the horseshoe. They're side by side for second. Let's see how it fans out. Wainwright hangs on to second as Wicklow comes out the final turn, and it will be Wicklow who takes the win in Heat 2. Side by side, what's the gap? The gap is 0.085.
800ths of a second. Slivar takes it by again about a tenth. Great racing by all the involved there.
Look at how fired up Noah Wicklow is coming into this park firm here. Just underneath us at the window of the media box here. What a great race as ever. We had to wait all the way till the end, though, Nick, didn't we, for Noah Wicklow to make that move. Look, you did, you saw it, you read it, mate. You absolutely read it. Look at that at the line, though. Logan Hodges second, and then Benjamin Shivar did in fact get past Will Rainwright.
Yeah, just in the background, he got him at the
final turn,
the hairpin, and then they went side by side all the way around the horseshoe.
Unbelievable driving once again from the Bambinos.
We got it again, have we?
Have we got that again? Can we see that again?
This
was the move for the win, wasn't it? So he comes out of the second centre and then positions the kart right there on the inside line. In fact, he just let it breathe, didn't he? Through the right-hand bit, and that was where it happened.
Great racing.
Great win for Noah Wicklow. That was Heat 2 win for Wicklow. Logan Hodges second, then Benjamin Shivar third, Will Wainwright was fourth, Arthur Bowers fifth, Jack Swan was sixth, Henry Hill seventh, Hendricks Fallat through in eighth, ninth was Jess Bailey, John Stevens in 10th, and then we had the centre replica element of Calman Simon finishing in 11th. Ollie West recovering to 12th. He still won't be as happy as he was in Heat 1. Brady Ackland 13th. Then we had Raytho and Max Harmits, Max Centelaire, Riley Aston Wilkins. Arlo Gamble was 18th. And rounding off the 19 kart field was Santo Amico. And that indeed, Nick, rounds off our heats.
Rounds off the heats for today. We are back horribly early tomorrow now. It's nice. 9 o'clock. Have us with breakfast.
We'll see you for breakfast.
Because McDonald's is open by then, so yeah, we should be open for racing action.
It's actually 5 to 9 when we release the competitors for our first.
Theoretically, we'll be here and ready by then. So
yes.
We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you for being with us today. My name is Nick Damon. I was joined by Joe Bradley and the rest of the gang, and we are going to go and find something to sleep and to eat a curry. So goodbye to you all, and see you very, very, very early tomorrow.